Like,
It's
I mean,
it is insanity degrading. I'll note that it
it's
degrades your brain.
it's insidious.
It is.
It just wiggles into your brain. You just hear that bum 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 bum. Yeah. Ah, Cube. I'm you the Fox. Thanks for the sub.
Yeah, I know what I said.
So
Cube.
Cube.
Doing cube surgery.
So this is something that we've done a good chunk of, and I've been doing more of. This is a pretty sizable overhaul to my cube. You can see that it says 257 on the card count, and that's with like heavy cuts across colors, and there's still like I actually still haven't like fully touched out black and like white and blue are set, but these three are far from set. But that's not the idea that I want to get to today, because I don't feel like there's a point in... Well, red is 27 right now because red had like an overhaul happening anyway.
Yeah, like Keldon Marauders here up at the top. That's that's because Keldon Marauders has been in there for a long time.
Yeah, so we're doing some work there. But one of the important bits is before I start making changes to like all the colors, define like, you know, we did this, we actually did this a couple weeks back, where like we went through and we kind of did some looks at like, okay, do we want to do like this like artifact theme and white, and you know, what sort of things do we do here? But before we do that, I feel it much more important to define the multicolor section.
Yeah, because those are your you see a multicolor card, that gives you an idea of like what your colors do together.
Yeah, so
they're more archetypical.
So what I've done is this is the cube itself. So this cube, for a little bit of background, I built this cube in 2010, 2011. Because I had gone to oh goodness, thanks Emerald. Thank you for both the big sub and the 25 gift subs. Let me move this thing out of the way so I can say congrats to just dial these numbers: Twin Stick Ninja, Darkman717, Runespism, Aura the Boros, Noriva, Alex Ndill, Blazing Blade, Comments, Zickens, Logical to You, Dig666, Chaz Greymane, Faults, Egabod, Camel Choir, Bad Future, Kaz, Dovetail, Echo, Lord Sick Nasty, Killer Cactus 23, Born in the Year 2023? 1923? Useless Leggy Player, Other Joshua. Web's the Web, in the year 2323. Cautious Optimist, and Raindrop Valkyrie. Thank you a ton. I appreciate it. A quick background on the cube, though, as something that I built. This will be a bit of a longer story of how this started, because it starts with there was a series of tournaments called the Midwest Masters Series, which were just like tournaments in the Midwest that the top 4, top 8, might have been top 8, but anyway, we split in top 4 of this event. All got an invite to a Gen Con Invitational tournament that this fed into, which also got, you know, a ticket to Gen Con and such.
All that good stuff.
So a group of us who topped the event, and a couple other friends who were going anyway, drove out to Gen Con that year in a windowless panel van with no seats in the back. Like, just seat, driver, passenger, nothing else. So we just had this, like, van with, like, a floor, And like we cubed the entire time we drove out there, because one of the folks I was going out there with, I think it was Matthias, had 2 different cubes that he had built at that time, 2010. One of them was just a kind of general legacy power-ish cube, and the other one was called the Combat Cube.
Combat Cube.
It was meant to make combat impossible to, like, it was like, I don't really remember the full on this, but it was like, if combat occurred, every player had 6 different actions they could take at all times, because everything was combat tricks, onboard tricks, and, like, other stuff. Don't know how that one worked, but anyway, playing these cubes, I thought, damn, I should do this. I like, this is super rad. I should build this. And so over the course of a couple years, I ended up building out this cube, just a general, like, legacy power level cube. Brought it to Magfest the first time I went out there, played some with folks there, and then I've been kind of moving around ever since. One of the things that ends up, like, that's sort of a goal of this cube, is that because it's the one I play at Magfest and with folks who don't have a ton of Magic experience, like, they're not, like, deep in the tank.
A lot of people who play the cube, this is like the one time per year they play Magic.
So part of the cube is building an experience that, like, is
a little pick up and play,
like understandable, but also like covers a lot of little nostalgic bits, or like, and you know, like, it isn't like leaning all towards like more modern time stuff. I'm not doing a bunch of upgrades on it. I want it to be like understandable, pretty real. Not nothing in the last 2 years, but a much more consolidated pickup of things in the last 2 years, 3 years. For instance, one of the best examples I can give of that is this card here, Luterial Core. Luterial Core is a card that stow away. Basically has a strictly better, I'm making some air quotes, version in Suspicious Stowaway. Suspicious Stowaway is the same mana cost, same power toughness, can't be blocked to draw this card.
But can chump block and can become a 2/1.
Right. But comes with the side effect of being way more complex and introducing, like, a ton of additional, like, baggage on top of the game.
Yeah, like, you have to keep track of day night now, and it's not strictly better, because if you play it out and then your opponent just passes, your guy flips, and suddenly
you don't get the loot.
You don't get to discard the Atraxa that's in your hand or whatever.
Yeah, you might be sitting in there with
Gristlebrand. There we go. Yeah, Grizzard.
Yeah, so that's a good example of a card of, like, I don't, like, this isn't non-powered, this isn't, like, not playing with modern cards, but I'm keeping an eye towards too much, either, like, singularly too much, like, that one card kind of becomes a black hole of, like, you either... There are a lot of cards that I cut because they became black holes. Like you had to play against it or know how to play against it, or, like, if it appeared, it was the most powerful thing by 20 miles. Are these the same printings in the cube, or is this just a pickup? This is just a pickup because,
it's
like,
just whatever they have. Because, like, the Serendib Freet, the reason Serendib Freet is in the cube is because it's green.
Just the reason the Doran's in the cube is because I own a copy of this Doran from my first States event that I top-aided, second placed. And, like, this Doran has a lot of meaning to me, so I keep it in there. So yeah, so the idea is, like, obviously playing with a cube has a high level of complexity on top of it, but I don't want it to be overwhelmingly, like, oh god, I need to, like, I need to understand a lot of these like really in-depth like upkeep bits or things, but also it does want to like cover 30 years of cards.
Yeah, we want powerful cards. We want cards that are fun. We don't want cards that have too much text.
Yeah.
And we want cards that are emblematic. So it's like if this is your time to play Magic, we want you to be able to have cool stuff you can do.
Because like looking at some of the cards I do have in here, I do have Mishra, Claimed by Gix, and the Dragon Engine, which are both like pretty complex with cards. One has its own mechanic on it, but
they're cool.
The coolness of them overtakes the complexity, because when you see this and you go, what the hell does that mean? You flip the card over, you go, oh. And now all of a sudden, all of the rules text is lost in the understanding of, big. All right, let's go. So, so that's that's part of, those are the ideals that I have when I'm building this out. So yeah, I kind of wanted to work with Gnome here to talk about, to take a look at multicolor areas.
Yeah, the first question you had posed to me before the stream was, you didn't know what the hell Demir was doing.
Oh god,
like we can start there.
Yeah, because like, so I like just taking a look. I've done a little bit of this, like blue in my cube. I took a look and kind of like it had Sphinx's Rev, Supreme Verdict, and so I'm looking at like, okay, Fractured Identity and Teferi also fit this sort of idea, and so like blue-white could be more towards control, but also one of the other thoughts is like Soul Herder, because I'm a lover of Muldrifter.
Everybody loves Soul Herder so long as Orcish Bowmasters isn't around.
Oh, that's another bit. This isn't like as far as the cube goes, I have this other idea in my mind, which I want to build a second cube. And the second cube is all crossover cards, is what I want. So I want to, because in my mind, the way that I've kind of resolved all the Universes Beyond stuff is putting them in two separate bubbles.
Yeah, just put them in their own thing. Never mind that Warling's Fourth and
because I think
over Legacy.
I think they're really cool.
They are cool,
but I also like want to give them like, I want to build the crossover. I want to the cube that annoys Reddit. Yeah, but I love it. It's not me. I don't want to make it as a joke. I want to make it as like a designed experience that gives something unique. But as a part of that, most of the crossover cards, I don't want a large contingent in here. You can see Reprieve hangs out here.
Yeah, Reprieve hangs on its own though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like Reprieve hangs on its own. You unless you were told, you likely wouldn't like. Yeah.
A flavor text.
You know, like, but if you just saw like Reprieve instant, what this does, like you're not thinking.
There's a difference between Reprieve and Preston Garvey. Or a card that is a Time Lord.
I'm told
right?
I'm told another settlement needs my assistance, and like I just need help.
He does make settlement.
He does make settlements.
I hate him.
I love. So I have to go into the Fallout stuff.
We have to go look at the new Rancor.
Yeah, so the Rancor. So there's a set of Fallout decks that come out next week. And like again, I have grown to really enjoy these crossover things in their like tiny little bubble. Obviously, constructed formats have done part of that, but Rancor here has
it's got the Wild Wasteland grandmas on
the grandmas. Who
although speaking of Wild Wasteland, we now have
it's time.
Another media franchise with a reference to Zyborn Clock in it. Johnny.
Oh God, this spoiler, like Zyborn Clock is like a laser beam directly at me. I will always like die laughing at a Zyborn Clock joke. And
this,
see,
my friend, is a card. What a card.
So in New Vegas, there's a you can turn on Wild Wasteland to make silly things happen, and one of the silly things you can come across a skeleton with 5 aces and 4.
No, not a skeleton.
No, it's a dead guy. Yeah, sorry, yeah,
it's a guy who looks.
It's the guy that looks like
Johnny 5 aces.
Yeah, sorry, looking at
and there are 4 balls on the edge of a cliff.
Looking at this skeleton and thinking of a skeleton. No, yeah, there's 4 balls on the edge of the cliff there, and it's specifically a Zyborn Clock thing, and anyway.
Plus the card's pretty good.
Yeah,
this card's pretty not bad at all.
Yeah, this like, you know, it's a draw 2, but like you give up reactive elements to it, but also there are a lot of synergies you can build around with this.
And you don't deck anymore. Eat it, nerds.
You can't deck with this ad. So, but yeah, so I am part of building this cube is that I'm not planning on adding the One Ring. Bowmasters is like generic enough that I wouldn't feel bad, but like also maybe a little too much. I'm not certain on that.
Bowmasters is very powerful, but also anti-fun.
That's
like, how are you going to feel if you try casting a brainstorm for the first time in your life, and I go fucking
Bowmasters.
Orcish Bowmasters, take 3. I have a 3/3.
Yeah, Johnny was just playing Balatro. That's true.
Yeah.
That's where he got the 5 aces.
He got the flush 5.
Yeah.
He's going to go to Planet X, and he's going to go to Eris.
Eris
is flush 5. Yeah.
Flush House is Ceres Station, right?
Yeah, Flush House is Ceres. 5 of a kind is Planet X.
Planet X. But yeah, so I do have there are some obvious, like, you know, when I'm looking at red, it's like you can just like put in Ragavan, and like I'm not certain I want to. You know?
Yeah, the only immediate thing I saw in red was playing Incinerate over Searing Spear, and that's totally just because
Incinerate.
I believe the Incinerate you had
was textless. That was
textless.
That was why they got.
You might have to spring the 15 cents for a new Incinerate.
I have 12 of them sitting around from Ice Age. I didn't have them on me when I did that. All right. But yeah, so like blue white, like I have like okay, perhaps we can go this route with Soul Herder, Reflector Mage. There's already a lot of cards that work with Soul Herder in the cube by default. I play Revelark and a lot of cards that support it. So this is I'm
not gonna say no to any card that works with Thraben Inspector. Yeah. It's the best fight card ever printed.
Hell, this if you want to be the 3-color jerk, Avalanche Riders is in this cube.
Yeah, I love that. That's there for me.
3-color.
Although when Soul Herder did get played in Modern, rest in peace.
Yeah.
They did sideboard Avalanche Riders for Titan, I think.
Yep. Yeah, the tab over here, you should it's just this, so I can.
It's music.
Yep. This one is too loud. So.
Too loud.
But yeah.
Let's.
All right. So let's get to Dimir.
So immediately one guy sticks out.
So first things first. This is like I took some time earlier in the week talking with folks, and we looked through Dimir. And so Baleful Strix, Tog, Recoil, Shadow Mage, and Undermine, those were the 5 cards in the cube. And this was like after looking at Dimir cards, what we found. And I just don't know what the identity of Dimir from these multicolor cards looks like or wants to be.
Well, if we're like let's make some command decision.
Okay. By the way, multicolor segments are like 5 to 6 cards is the idea. So.
If we're saying like black blue has like Reanimator or Stealing, like the first guy that came to mind to me was Scarab God, because he's both of those.
Okay.
He's a control finisher on himself. He steals, and he's a Reanimator
that's
card.
one that completely escaped the look at the. Hold on, can I?
And Toggies can go away. And if you wanted to go more on stealing, Shadow Mage pretty easily swaps to what's his name? There's a better Nightveil Spectre. Thief of Sanity.
Did I advance?
Is Thief of Sanity better than Nightveil Spectre?
I think Thief of Sanity is. Okay, hold on. If I do this and I hit apply. What is... Huh. The advanced filter doesn't seem to work.
Weird.
Oh, no. Do I have to... This is the FF14 just soundtrack in the background. This one is... This is Gritania?
Lenosko.
Okay.
How dare you?
I'm foolish. But yeah, if I just like hit apply there, yeah, it like resets everything. Okay, that's fine.
There's also there are like you already have Fallen Shinobi.
Yeah, that was one that got added on there, and that's like
which maybe competes with Scarab God. But there's another spell.
So
Siphon Insights. That one's ones that come to mind.
The Scarab God. This one fits really nicely with
like because it's a control finisher, it's a reanimator card, it steals stuff, it slices a dice, it does everything.
So yeah, because what I was doing was over here. Like, I was just looking at, okay, blue-black card identity.
Yeah, like, the thing to do here, now what you do is you go to sort by name, and you'll get some junk here instead, but sort by EDH rating.
Ooh, okay, all right. That's a smart, okay.
So you're going to get a lot of cards to say, for each opponent, which you can just ignore those. But a lot of these will be...
This is a nice, like, way to limit out the cards and make it not look like just junk, right?
So, like Notion Thief, probably not what you want, but stuff like it brings Hostage Taker up and Scarab God. I don't know about Mnemonic Betrayal's pretty bad.
Oh, one last point about like card choice in the cube, specifically with multicolor. Like Azoria's Charm was where's the worst one? This is like the absolute worst possible multicolor card. Like generic removal spell that's doable in a single color. Like, just make this Bitter Triumph, right? Like,
yeah.
Like, this is... I want the multicolor cards to be like, yo, like, Terminate gets a little bit of, like, you know, is something I could put in because it has the historical, like, bit to it. But, like, Dreadbore or, Mortify are just, like, meh. Like, Vindicate hitting anything is cool, but, you know, so, alright, anyway, I
don't know if Hitotsugu consumes all as a cube card. It's very, very powerful, but I'll think about that later.
Yeah, well, thinking on here, so, this does bring, okay, I kind of like... This was something, I think it was Nick Themeron was talking about theft as an idea as well for like blue-black.
There are also, if you have Fallen Shinobi, there are other ninjas. Like there's Yuriko down there.
Yeah.
And then you have, what are the good black ninjas? Because obviously you have like not the Scroll Thief, but there's plenty of good blue ninjas.
The current cube... So this is the current cube list. This is the copy I have that's untouched with my changes. This is... Like, I think it's still a couple cards off because some of the multicolor things don't line up exactly, but this is like, maybe like 5 cards off of what I have, like, currently in paper. So, just for reference there. Okay. You said Yuriko. What's Yuriko do? That's...
She bobs, but she bobs you.
Each opponent loses life equal to. Okay.
It got played in Legacy, but then there's like Ingenious Infiltrator, which is just better. I don't know about ninjas. Yeah, that one is whenever a ninja deals you. So this is if you do ninjas for like a blue-black thing. So then there's like Mist Syndicate Naga.
I guess the question about Thief of Sanity is Thief of Sanity versus Night Veil Spectre, as you mentioned. Oh, hi.
Thief is I think is stronger. It's just also and easier to cast, honestly.
Yeah,
just like easier to cast. It depends on if 2 toughness is a liability or not.
And that 3 kind of feels like the line that a lot of things live on, because like bolts, a lot of bolts live on 3 in this. I don't think I want like full focus on ninjas, but like having a ninja is not a problem.
Yeah.
Like, especially like, ninja's an old enough mechanic that's been around for a while, and it like.
Now there's a card that is an interesting card, but it has a whole other card, a lot of cards stapled to it. It's Time Sieve.
So the problem with Time Sieve is that black has a lot of like. Blue is not hard to like shift into wanting to do a lot of artifacts.
Yeah.
Black takes some
more work. If you're doing Tezzerator stuff, you're mostly a blue deck splashing black for like removal spells.
Right.
So, yeah.
So.
And if we don't want Lord of the Rings cards, we don't have Sauron's Ransom, which has the ring tempts you on it anyways. So yeah, screw that card.
Yeah, that one's kind of outright for being a little too far into the soup there.
Siphon Insight is like the closest thing to it then. That's an okay card. It's like a standard level card though.
Which one?
Siphon Insight. Below, there you go. Below Garuda.
Oh, that's the. Yeah, look at that's the like.
You steal one, then you can flash. It's a glorified think twice.
Yeah, think twice off of your opponent, or like alchemy off your opponent, sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
Then you get down here and you start getting into like, Ashiok 3 is very fun. Like, is very fun to AI affect people online. I don't know how fun that play translates into like paper or like playing with folks. I like Thief of Sanity and Scarab God and Hostage Taker.
Those are all interactive cards.
Isn't there a Silumgar that steals? Yeah,
that's a Dragon Lord Silumgar, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, that's the not Drifting Death.
It's the other 6 mana.
It's the other one, which here it is. Yeah, it's just steal creature for as long as it's around, which. I like that it steals walkers. That's actually really neat.
Yeah, that's one of the things that kept Silumgar like in Legacy Cube for a while.
Yeah. So okay, I think just looking at what we have Scarab God. We have I think Thief of Sanity was the. That's like Thief of Sanity.
Man, Thief of Hope would be cool. I'm a big Thief of Hope fan.
If I could build around Thief of Hope, so Thief of Hope. This was probably the first, like... Nah, this was like maybe the second or third real deck I ever built that had, like, a game plan other than, like, jam creatures and turn them sideways. Like my Daru Lancer or whatever. This card whipped. So, I feel like the theft is good, but I also do want to keep it, like... I don't want to go, like...
all in on
it because like blue-black is also like a great place for like reanimation and control, and like we can set up a couple cards for each of those as like or even like Silumgar Dragon Lord might be fine just as a I don't know that 6 a little high.
I would also like to find some like spells for it, not just like these creatures.
Yeah.
Like, Undermine's okay. Counter Squall might be better. Limduel's Vault is very funny.
Drown in the Loch is like...
That relies on your opponent's deck to work.
Yeah, needs work. Baleful Strix. In blue-black here, these are all cards, like, as I mentioned, these, like, 5 were the ones in the cube. The only one that has the guaranteed slot is the Baleful Strix. This is like, there is no, because, like, there's no, this card just hits so many boxes. Smooths out your draws, gives you a blocker, gives you a card, gives you bits of interaction with, like, ninjutsu, gives you, like, it slices and dices. Is an artifact.
Is an artifact. Owl. Is an owl. Has flying.
Yep.
Is good for Soul Herder. Let's keep looking though.
Yeah, I'm looking for like spell, like a spell.
I honestly don't hate recoil, all things considered. Tainted Indulgence is okay.
The problem with Tainted Indulgence is that it fits it has the like Dreadbore issue where like I could just put in Charter Course, and the amount of times where this card is better than Charter Course is like for the multicolor slot isn't truly worth the slot. Because again, they're like draw 2, discard 1. Siren's Ransom.
Anawan! Rogues, baby!
The Ruin Thief. That's right.
It's Ramirez Di Pietro.
That's right. Time for the pirate setup. What about blue creatures with black activations? Those show up in this search.
Yeah, they show up.
There's Nightveil, Spectre. I don't think I won't. I think battles are too much right now.
They're weird, and we're probably never getting any more of them.
Well, I think we're going to. It's just still gonna be sometime. Like
Ashiok 3 is something. Connive, Concoct. If only you were slightly better.
Yeah. Not unusable.
Yeah, not the word. Neither is the other one. The one with the Surveil Beardane on it. It's 2 mana though.
Yeah.
Pilfered Plans.
Silumgar's Command just doesn't do enough for.
Hey, there's one. Ooh. There's a spell.
Ooh.
Yeah, Enter the God Eternals.
I love this card.
Everybody loves Enter the God Eternals.
I mean, we say spell, but it's mostly like
it's an FTK.
It's an FTK. But I love FTKs.
We do love FTK. Actually, Atris ain't bad either.
No, that's the one that does like a 3-card pile, right? Yeah, 3 cards.
Yeah. Although, if you have Gonti, Lord of Luxury, in your cube, you shouldn't have Atris. Gonti is like...
Yeah.
And Gonti's pretty good.
I'm putting Enter the God Eternals on the list because I personally like the card.
It fits my requirement, which is that it's a spell.
Yeah. Like, I don't... Like, one of the things is that it being one of the only Amass cards is like...
That's fine.
Yeah,
the card explains what it does.
That's important. The card explaining what it does, like, makes it. You don't recognize
just say the ring tempts you.
Yeah, you don't recognize how deep in the sauce you are until you play with folks who, like, only play like once every 2 years.
Yeah.
So like, there's a lot of more modern mechanics. Dungeons, the ring tempts you, initiative.
Rads. None of the Rads cards say what Rads do. Yeah, I really hate that.
It sucks because I love Rads as a mechanic. I think it's the coolest thing out of those decks by a mile. because it's like you can use it as self mill at a cost. You can use it as burn on your opponent. You can use it as like setup, payoff, all at the same time. But like, yeah, the answer to what it is that here, read this card. There's been a lot more like hiding text outside of text in Magic as of late.
They can't fit everything on the cards anymore.
Yeah. I keep looking at Tomebound Lich, but like, I just don't think it's good enough.
He would be better if it was Uncommon Cube. If he was Uncommon Cube, he'd be a
Uncommon Cube. This is like All-Star A+.
But in a cube with Soul Ring in it, yeah, get out of here, buddy.
The change from enters the battlefield to enters, like, sure. Like, if you're gonna shorten up text boxes, that works. I kind of wish it was like enters play, but like, you know, like a little bit of like,
You mean okay? We could have it say when Tomebound Lich comes into play. Imagine what that would look like on a card.
I could possibly imagine what that would look like on. Damn it! Why is this?
FTK will say it. We'll just have to look for FTK. That was a very old change, so.
Yeah.
Avon Heartstabber. I don't believe in you.
Okay. Hey, buddy.
Blizzard Spectre.
I love
Diabolic Vision.
I love the little buddy on Diabolic Vision.
Like Weeping Angel. Oh, that's a Time Lord card.
Yeah,
okay.
this is a really cool card. It just doesn't fit my. This is something I'm likely to be basing the color combo on when I get a chance to, because, like, this is a really neat design. But
it doesn't. Okay, you would. The only weird thing about it is that it says alien on it.
Yeah, that's the only weird thing about it. Weeping Angel not having flying was a source of like lengthy discussion on the making of the Doctor Who decks. They had to go through a lot of they're like, you know, talking with the BBC about that specific stuff. So we're not doing disinformation.
Helm of the Ghast Lord.
All right, I think we're down in.
Yeah, we're getting
okay.
into Thought Erasure and Cult Rogue.
Not even. Thanks for the sub. Okay, well then, let's kick in Enter the God Eternals, and kind of come to the idea that like Theft and Reanimator are the like kind of two bits that are going to be the combo potential on these on this, as well as just like Enter the God Eternals works as just like a control card that also sets up graveyards.
Yeah. Something a little cheaper wouldn't be bad either, just because like look at these cards. We're taking out 3 drops to put in 5 drops.
It might be fine to like keep the recoil in. Sadly, Dr. Teeth here, not sticking it around.
Goodbye, Psychotog.
We could
if you wanted to lower it, you could turn Undermine into Counter Squall. I don't know how much of a downgrade that is.
There was a Modern Horizons 3 spoiler.
Psychic Frog.
Yeah.
Deals combat. It's okay, Ophidian. And then it's Psychotog.
It's Shadow Mage. When Shadow Mage Infiltrator and Psychotog love each other very much, they adopt a frog.
Okay, there's one problem with the frog. He ain't got any teeth. Now imagine if he had just a mouthful of sharp teeth.
Alright. Here's the alt-art frog. Sadly, really, really good eyes, no teeth.
No teeth.
But is definitely chomping on like a something. Like this is well, what do you got there, you know? This is a card on the low end that I'm actually like this likely goes in the moment Modern Horizons 3 kicks in, just as a like this fits as like a control piece and a discard outlet that I like.
How bad can a Let's Troll really be?
It's true. A lot of trolls even still in here. So anyway, okay. I'm glad we found the theft direction. Looking a bit more like, honestly, the biggest one I just plumb missed was Scarab God, and I feel that is a huge like upgrade to like, okay, here's something you can do in blue black that makes you feel like you want to be in blue black, right? Like,
yeah, this is a card that either you'd want to splash for, maybe.
So, okay, so I'm feeling good on Azorius right now. I'm feeling good on Dimir now. I took some time on Rakdos, and kind of came out of Rakdos with, I don't think Vial Smasher's actually making it, but like Mayhem Devil. So like this is like 12 cards. Not all these make it back in. Some of these are cards that are exiting the cube right now, and then others are like just ideas for cards. And so the ideal, what I came up with Red Black was basically the main question was, do I put Mayhem Devil in? That's question one.
Well, I think that question comes to like, what kind of cards that just natively like if you want to support,
well, because like I was looking
Mayhem
up here,
Devil.
like I was looking up here, and we had like added in Yawgmoth, Jadar here, which makes these 2/2s that sack at the end of combat. Was already on the short list.
If you're doing that, a card to look at is Oni Cult Anvil. That's a little narrow, but it was a powerful thing with Mayhem Devil, and then like Cat Oven, like that kind. Are you going to have that kind of stuff in your queue?
I don't think so. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not huge on Oni Cult Anvil for the same, specifically.
It's red. It's not in your artifact colors.
Like yeah. I think I need to shift a little hard. Like right now, there isn't really an artifact theme in the cube, and that's changeable. Especially like blue, white, red kind of look like the trio where you'd put that. If I basically, it's like, do you want to support Urza, and then how do you get to that point to have the cube like, you know, like
yeah.
We had talked about that with like Esper Sentinel, Angel of Invention, Steel Seraph as like a starting point on that. And so, you know, okay, let's put it that way. I mean, this is still this is all the like, hey, we're thinking about it. Let's put it on thinking about it. Let's put it on we're thinking about it. But yeah,
Asmo isn't a cube card, even though I love her.
Which one?
Asmo and Martika Dice.
Oh yes, Asmo.
Although the fun part about including Asmo and Martika Dice and a Coldakar in your cube is getting people to say the name of the card.
Yes. I usually
started very. I'm bad at saying words. That one took me some practice.
That one I usually get to like Asmaran, and that's about as far as you get.
Asmarano Martika, Dice and a Coldakar. Judith is a good one though. Judith fits in a lot of stuff.
So yeah, that was some of the thought process on like. So Judith doesn't like work on tokens getting sacked, but Judith is just like good with a go wide theme. You know, like we have and then a number of other cards that like kind of work with like creature death or like the sacrifice thing. Lightning Elemental got brought up as like it's Lightning Skelemental.
Speaking of guys who make things die, what about Obnix? Like Mobnix. Mobnixilus.
That's the adversary one.
That's the guy with casualty.
Ooh.
My old Mobnixilus.
Yeah, you gotta be around here somewhere.
There he is.
There you are.
It's a little complicated, but the card says what it does.
I'm not. Again, I'm completely fine including things like that aren't too much upkeep. Yeah. And like a double up like this isn't too bad.
Because he makes tokens. he pressures your opponent. He's a planeswalker. He's not an expensive card. I don't know. Mob Nixilis could.
I had not
do
thought
some
about
work.
Mob Nix there, but I do like what I'm seeing. But it depends on how deep I'm going in on this. My thought process right now with Rakdos and kind of where I am with Rakdos. So one of the biggest questions I have with Rakdos is actually the inclusion of Blood Tithe Harvester.
Yeah, other sources of... He works okay on his own, but he does work better if you have other forms of blood.
The thing I liked about Blood Tithe Harvester is that, like, I like if every color has access to a couple cards that help out Reanimator as a thing, so that you can swap over, like, you know, Blood Tithe Harvester and Faithful Saluting both make, like, red-black Reanimator, like, a more possible thing, whereas, like, even in white, white has, like, Seasoned Hollow Blade as a way to, like, help that out if you really wanted to set that up, which you might want to with Unburial Rites. My actual problem with, like, I feel like I would like Blood Tithe Harvester more in the cube if it didn't have the second line. If it just made a blood and was a 3/2.
Yeah. So you wouldn't feel bad about using your blood right away.
Yeah, and just from, like, again, like, so much. You open up a pack, this is a newer card, and you have to, like, put so much mentally into this uncommon.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, something like Kroxa is something that you put in a lot mentally, but, like, the payoff is Kroxa. Like, this is a big, like, this is a card you go, yeah. This is a card you go, like, I get it. Okay, I get it. So
that card's powerful.
But, so, like, right now, the ones that are sticking around are, like Mishra and Falcoranth Aristocrat both ask for, like, kind of a goer wide. And Mishra's one I want to keep specifically for, like, the fun of Mishra flipping.
Mishra flipping is very fun.
And that means, like, more tokens for the Hellrider style effect. So. No, it's not that the 3/2 for 2 is bad, it's that the, like, it's a mental load thing. Especially when it's like you open 15 cards and have to read them all.
What do you think about, now this is a card just for Gnomebitten.
Okay, what do you got?
What do you think of Fulminator Mage? I mean, he's a 2-power creature, he sacrifices. He's a Rakdos card. What's not to love about Fulminator Mage?
You know, you can Revel Arc back.
Yeah, you can Revel Arc him back. He's great. Everybody loves Fulminator Mage.
When I was playing, not last weekend, but the weekend before, when I was playing Extended over at Lodestone, I definitely looked to my left and saw a Living End player who just, like, against a Jund player, they're on the play, they just went, like, all right, turn 3 Fulminator, blow up your your duel, go. A Jund player plays out another duel, like, Putrid Leech, and it's like, all right, second Fulminator, go. It's just like, I don't have the cascade, but I've got 3 Fulminators, so I'm probably fine. Jund I went through with an eye specifically for trying to remove the 4-drops issue.
That's a Gruul problem that bleeds over into Jund.
And like Huntmaster is one I feel like is just cool enough that, like, I'm fine with this and, like, maybe Minx as like the 4s, and, you know, or Bloodbraid, depending on what we look at. Was then looking at, like, other directions, like, okay, do I want to include this buddy? Like, I have a lot of, now that I have Triomes, is Domain something that's cool to do? Does Renin 6 have enough stuff to do? The big thing is that Gruul is going to be doing a lot of smashing, and that's what a lot of its cards are going to be designed for.
I'm still thinking about Rakdos.
What you think about for Rakdos? Any other?
Rakdos cards just kind of have this problem where they're boring.
That's why I had to, when I was looking at this, I went out of my way looking for like,
I mean, the level 0 thing to do is replace Dreadbore with Molten Collapse.
See, and that's like even more boring.
Yeah, because it's like, well, it lets you blow up non-creature permanents mana value 1 or less, which is good.
Yeah.
But boring.
Mm-hmm. We talked about putting Rhythm of the Wild in here, and my thought process was if I was going to put Rhythm of the Wild in here, I would probably just put Fires back in.
Yeah, because Fires of Yavimaya was in at one point.
And Fires was in for some time, but like hasn't kept pace.
Yeah, the Rhythm only really works if counter magic is like common thing.
Blue has a good chunk of that. I don't know. I don't feel too bad about like looking at Jund here and like obviously not all of these are making it in. These are all just kind of like ideas, but I kind of like having a Tarka or a Talia, something huge.
What the hell is this card?
Which card?
Oh, it's a Tales from Middle-earth Commander card. Okay. Wake the Dragon. It's just a big guy with flashback. Sure. Actually, wait. Stormclaw Rager. I'm still looking at Rakdos cards.
Oh, you're still in Rakdos?
Because I can't get over the fact that Rakdos cards are just so boring. Okay, I'm done with Rakdos. On to Gruul.
Okay.
It's because I can't keep looking at... I do love Renin 6. Renin 6 is one of my favorite little creatures.
Yeah.
I feel like you have more choice in Gruul than you do Rakdos, because red-green has had a lot more tools than...
Yeah, like I'm looking at Rakdos over here on our list. Like it gives us a lot of.
There's a new X spell from, and I say new. It was from the Dominaria War set. It's an X spell that's like it's a fireball that has return next lands from your graveyard to play.
Oh, that one's in Murders.
Oh, that was the Murders. Oh, I thought it was older. Yeah. I like that card a lot.
Questing Druid. The question there is if I consider Questing Druid a Gruul card or just a green card with a red side. Like as far as like,
no, I consider Questing Druid a red card with a green side.
Yeah, but the point stands is like I think the question is less Questing Druid as a Gruul, as like a multicolor card, or sorry, if it's like good enough, and more like where does that actually land?
What do you think about Fire Ice? Like, is Fire Ice an Izzet card in your cube? It's the exact same.
Okay, that's fair. Fire Ice is an Izzet card in my cube because like both sides of it. I mean, I suppose that's the same with that one. Is that it's? I guess I hadn't thought of that card as a split card. But it really is. You just get to cast the second half if you cast the first half too. Like mentally, it doesn't sit in that spot. Yeah, there was the question of Manamorphose, but I'm not really doing enough like Storm stuff to care about Manamorphose as is. That kind of got cut.
Yeah.
So the thing about Xenagos 4 is one that like. Sadly, this card is like the most like Gruul 4-drops problem card in the world in my mind.
Yep, it's very Gruul 4-dropsy.
So we talk about the problem. This is like Gruul 4-drops is an extension of the green 4-drops like issue where
it hits
like,
Gruul the hardest though. There are so many Gruul 4-drops.
It is a problem of oversaturation at the mana cost. Even in the cards I have set aside here, and this was after some curation, like Bloodbraid Elf, Huntmaster of the Fells, Minx and Boo, Giant Soul Fusion is currently in here, but is likely.
I hate Minx and Boo so much, but he is really powerful.
The reason I want to include Minx and Boo is more that I think it's funny for some people to like open that card in the cube.
Yeah,
as like a, and
reasonable.
then see like, oh, it's Minx and Boo. I know Minx and Boo. That's about it. Yeah, that's basically it. And like the card, because the card only has like a plus and a minus, like nowhere. Like this is. It looks like it has a lot more text than it has, and it's
well, it can be your commander.
Yeah, it can be your commander. But yeah, let me put Questing Druid in the zone, just so I don't forget it.
What do we think about, like, Vortesk Liege? I think I like that better than Giant Solifuge. But I'm a noted Giant Solifuge hater. I've hated that guy forever.
It's finally, that card's on the out. It's only on there because it is currently in the paper cube.
Yeah.
It's not sticking. It was a nice foil I had. Here's some Arlens. I'm sure these are... Oh, wait, they're 4-mana Gruul Planeswalkers. Look at that.
4-mana Gruul Planeswalkers. I mean, Zertal Swine.
Oh, my God. Zertal Swine.
I love you, Zertal Swine.
You know, win some games of Limited with Zertal Swine. Does the Tarkus Command do enough to be a card? I don't think so.
Tarkus Command is a good burn card.
Yeah. Moloch is one I considered and basically didn't get in based on, my idea of if I'm going to have all my Universes Beyond cards, they're all going to live in the Universes Beyond cube. Because Moloch is from the Warhammer decks. Again, it's not a hard rule, but it's enough that I'm probably not including it.
So let's try to think of some Gruul cards. DDH rating might not exactly help us on this.
Yeah, because this is not...
It's easy to find Gruul cards that are like big stupid guys.
We have a million big stupid...
Yeah, what are some Gruul cards that do something... Like Escape to the Wild is the perfect example, because Escape to the Wild is a Gruul card that does something cool.
Yeah, Escape is one I feel like I'm adding because it's something... Like, I still want Gruul to have the beatdown creatures. Like, it's gonna have, like, a lot of these powerful creatures in here. I'm thinking... I was looking between, like, Klothys and this Megalaws for, like, just big 3-drop.
I actually kind of like the 3-mana Domri with the mana ability. The one that's like... Well, he's an Orcish Banner Aid or whatever. Like, your creatures get +1/+0, and then he has +1 make mana, can't be countered. Minus...
Yeah, I know which one you're...
Something fight.
I know which one you're talking about. Domri.
There he is. Anarch of Bolas. There he is.
Yeah.
I like this guy well enough because he kind of does everything you want. Bloodbraid Elf is a 4-drop.
Yeah. And
actually, Rada Heir to Keld as well.
Rada's the mana Doricon 2.
No, that's Rada.
Oh,
Rada Heir to Keld is this one.
No, this is Rada Heart of Keld.
Oh, I'm Heir to Keld is the 2-mana.
Okay.
Heart of Keld is the buff one.
I feel like this one is one I'm like, this is a good one to include as well as this is a strong body that also is like long game and like ramp plan.
Yeah, she gets huge.
Ren 6 does stick out as a different plan, and that's like...
That's why... what is that X-Spell called? I guess if I just...
World... I just passed
World Regeneration Mana.
World Souls Rage. This one?
World Souls Rage.
X damage any target, put X Lance from grave.
That only makes sense if a card in your cube is Life from the Loam.
I don't... It is not currently.
And it's probably not, because I'm a big Loam gamer, but I recognize that that card needs a lot of work.
I do have one. One of the things that makes Loam a little hard to work with is that my cube is like 360 and not 540. So like, there's not a huge amount of wiggle room for multi-plans like that. That one kind of falls by the wayside. Want to take a look at, so Rule 4s. We have Big Mole. Good old Big Mole.
Look at all of these.
Yeah, and like a lot of these are quite real.
Like, yeah, look at Robobuilt Raiders. That card wins games.
Remember playing this idiot and
yeah, freaking Rampart Smasher.
Rumbling Slum, howdy.
Rampart Smasher would be good if you build the Alara Cube, where every card is a hybrid mono card.
Space Family Goblin Son.
Yeah. You gotta roll dice.
And it's yeah.
Look at freaking Voracious Cobra. Hell yes.
Yeah, let's go.
Rule Shots, the Hate Seed.
Tuknir Deathlock. Looking at 5s for anything like a little over the line, because if you're going that big, it might be.
Gnomebitten is a fan of Deus of Calamity, but can you guess why?
Deals 6 more damage to the opponent. So Deus of Calamity was the lesser played card out of this first set of spirit avatars. Demigod of Revenge and
Demigod of Revenge is the good one.
Oversoul
and Oversoul of Dusk is pretty good because you discard it and it comes into. That's what Oversoul does, right?
No, Demigod's the one that comes in.
No. There's one that's like if you would discard it.
That's a leash. Instead. That's a leash.
Yeah.
Oversoul just has protection from.
Oh yeah, it's from blue,
red,
black, red. Yeah. So it's like fuck you fairies.
And then they like Cryptic Command countered it, and you go, oh right.
Oh.
Okay.
I've won a lot of limited games with Streetbreaker Worm. I feel like we've got the good shit here. We just gotta figure out what's what.
All right. At the moment, we kind of have the stuff. Let's go take a look at some colors that don't have the stuff.
Yeah, let's go look up the stuff.
So, this...
I notice a lack of Celestia cards.
So this is where I got and like, these are just the cards that exist in the cube now.
Mm-hmm.
So, these have not been edited for plans or changes. So this is just what is in the cube right now.
Okay, a quick note before we do anything more, if we scroll down a bit. Mystic Snake has a quote-unquote better version of it. That's a 4-mana 3/2. I think Mystic Snake should stay as it is.
I agree.
If you have like the Ephemerate Soul Herder deck, Mystic Snake is better.
I also feel like Mystic, like the better on that is 1 point of power, and I would rather have like
cast ability.
I was just gonna say, you open the pack and you see Mystic Snake, and you go, yo.
Well, it's a snake. Look at that person. They are not prepared to deal with the snake. Their ass is about to get countered. Actually, is the guy getting countered, or is he like his stick being destroyed? He has like a magic stick that's like evaporating.
Yeah, it's like a water spell that just went poof.
The snake's like, fuck you! Don't do that shit!
This card is not currently in the queue.
Yeah, Void Slime ain't sticking around. Ajani is, though. There's Ajani haters, and I don't understand it.
I'm a Ajani fan. All right, so this is what Celestia is right now, and I'm kind of unsure. Like, okay, the main question is like, what is Celestia doing, and how can I like?
Let's think about this.
Yeah,
if you have stuff like Voice, which Voice is certainly good enough, and you're doing like beatdown stuff, even something like Gravel Preparation could be like a thing. It's silly to think that, but let me take a look.
Celestia could use some more common ETB creatures to dabble in the Ephemerate plan too. That's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea.
Let's quick change over the look here that we're taking to.
I'm looking to green white.
Green white.
There's already some heaters.
All right, what do we got?
Dawn Glow Infusion. Wait, why is your list different from mine?
Nah.
Color equal to white. Oh, it's because I did G white and you did white G.
All right, hold on. What if I change mine?
I just changed mine.
No, I'm gonna
Okay, we're back even now.
Okay.
Why is that different?
Well, Trostani Summoners to make a 332211.
Why is G white and white G different lists?
So a couple things that Celestia can be doing. Celestia can definitely have like a go wide plan. Voice of Resurgence kind of like looks like that because it has the creature equal to power toughness. It can also just have efficient low end. That's what Fleecemane Lion and Pride Mane. That's kind of what it has here is this efficient low. It also has like Mirari's Wake is a card on its own that is like you untap with this and then just start doing wild nonsense.
So the first several, like the first few rows of these are all Enchantress cards.
Let's move.
Conclave Mentor is an interesting choice. It's by Sundering Growth. Below Sithis. 2 mana 2/2.
Oh.
Whenever, yeah.
Well,
That's an idea.
Okay.
You have your choice of 2 mana 2/2s in green white.
Yeah, you can have infinite of those. I was looking at for one of the biggest creature in the world, Galta and Mavrin is hilarious.
It is very huge. Torrens has a weird keyword on it, but does do a good thing.
As creature, make a token.
Yes, when you do creatures, you make creatures. And there's Risk the Redeemed.
Risk the Redeemed does
Hell
that as
yeah.
well.
And like Knight of Autumn is like a slice and dice card.
Yeah, that's a card that...
Yasharn! I remember playing him in Standard.
Oh, the grab lands one, yeah. The hater.
He is a hater. Protection from Wearable.
Queen of Lenel is another like go wide sort of idea where just like token making becomes a big bit.
You don't have to have Riss in your cube if you want to have Riss without having it take up a multicolored slot. What's the mono green one that makes constructs called?
The old lady from Kaladesh.
The old lady from Kaladesh, yeah. Safi Eric's Daughter, a classic of video games. Cloak. Sigarda. Knight of the Reliquary. Again, I'm a lone
Okay,
gamer.
Knight. Okay, let's take a look. If I am
okay, is Stage Depths in your cube?
It is now.
And I think the inclusion of Stage Depths is the need is like the baseline. Play Knight of the Reliquary.
I was handed a copy of Dark Depths at Magfest this year, so I at least want to have it in for an iteration, and if it becomes a little bit too dumb, here's the thing about like the cube and being able to build and work with it. If things don't work, this isn't set in stone. I can just cut things.
Yeah, we can just change it.
So like, if I included a loam, Knight of the Reliquary is a card that works with that.
Knight also just kind of works on his own.
Knight is just a strong card alone, especially like my cube is not low on targets for that, even outside of Depths combo. Like, go grab Maze of Ith, go grab like there's a number of like utility land Caracas.
Yeah,
bits like that where there's some lands with some pretty hefty utility. That one I'm immediately gonna at least put on the list because I like the idea there. Knight, the Reliquary.
Plus, it's.
I played.
He's an invitational card, right?
Which one?
No.
No.
Is Knight an invitational?
No.
Why do I think Knight is an invitational card?
It was close to Ranger of Eos.
Ranger of Eos. That's what I was thinking of.
But no, I played this card in a Pro Tour. In draft.
Good.
It was pretty good. Put Knight of Autumn in here.
Knight of Autumn is a card you're
just
never
as a
sad
like
to see.
General. So the question really still is like what do I want green white to be like efficient bodies? Do I want it to be go wide bodies? Do I want it to be annoying bodies? I feel like creatures is a pretty like obvious thing that it's doing. Like, you know, there are just a lot of real as heck creatures.
Cosmic Rebirth is a card I like a lot.
Use target permanent graveyard.
It's a weird one, though.
That's a weird one. I mean, it's a certainly not a. So that's like rebuy.
It's an instant speed unearth.
Or regrowth if it is.
Or regrowth. Yeah. If you don't unearth it, you regrowth it. And there's stuff like Behemoth Sledge.
Affinity for food.
Affinity for food.
There is a pretty solid setup in the Lord of the Rings set with like Sam and some of the food likers.
We all love food. Yeah, Dromoka's command is okay.
Yeah, that's again.
If you wanted a spell, that's a reasonable spell to include.
What about not this Dromoka, other Dromoka?
Dragon Lord Dromoka, the one that's like can't be countered, do stuff on your turn.
That one's like a. If
you want to be annoying, there's Teague. Everybody hates that guy.
Everybody hates.
Tristani Discordant just kind of also does it. That's a Magic Arena cube card.
I'm not opposed to Tristani Discordant, especially if like theft is if theft is somebody's game plan. Having cards that are the out to it is a good balance IMO.
Yeah, plus it just kind of does everything.
You know, I do want like different plans to have different like strengths and weaknesses to them, and this one also like
it goes wide, it makes tokens, it gains life, it counteracts. You've gained 3 lightning shards.
We're on family now.
Oath Vijani, yeah. Everybody loves that guy. Wait, Marasa Rootgraze, how are you?
Land.
Okay, he's a landfall.
Like landfall. Yeah, landfall trigger.
Didn't Amara have like wild rebalancing?
So Voice of Resurgence and Amara got swapped very late. So Amara was going to be like this, like these two cards were literally like swapped late, and that's why Amara is like a 5/7 elf. Like,
yeah, she's huge.
There's no scale here. She's like obviously 22 feet tall and like going to crush you.
A Tolsmere.
There's a couple different Tolsmeres. Isn't there a newer Tolsmere?
Yeah, there's one that just makes a search for Tolsmere. That guy has stuck around, and so has his wolf.
Yeah, that's not how you spell Tolsmere. Simir.
Tolsmere.
Tolsmere.
Friend to wolves.
Friend to wolves, and then there's Tolsmere Midnight's Light.
His wolf keeps getting bigger.
Yeah, I was gonna say that wolf is huge now. So, a 5/5 a wolf. When a wolf
this would be cute with if you're playing Naya Huntmaster.
Because like Tolsmere Friend of Wolves is 3/3 that comes with a 3/3. Getting 3 life from fights.
Join the dance. That's very annoying. Ah, there we go. Armada Worm. You put that in just for the art. Actually, Renegade Rallier.
This is like the...
That's the fetch land liker, but Renegade Rallier does a lot.
It's also like, if I put Safi in, I think that's an infinite.
It is an infinite with Safi.
Dritz. Oh god, Spell Slingers.
Yeah.
Spell Slingers isn't dead, it just hasn't had updates for a year. Which, you know.
Actually, Renegade Rallier also pretty good with Night of the Reliquary.
Another Reliquary to turn on.
There's Multi-Fleege.
Multi-Fleege.
Finks does a lot, so it gets to stay.
Yeah, Finks works with a lot of things. Makes it really nice. I'm kind of tempted, literally, to just put Armada Worm in here. I don't know if that's just me being stupid.
No, I'm into Armada Worm. It's huge. You were thinking of putting Galta in.
I was. Because I want this color combination to have, like...
You want a Soul Herder your Armada Worm.
I want this color combination to have, like, a different style of creature plan than Gruul does. Because, like, that's where it's, like, mentally comparing. And...
Actually, wait a second. I just thought of a card.
What are you thinking of?
If we're gonna go this hard in on Soul Herder stuff, as Jensen Carillion. If I want to go this hard in on Soul Herder, remember White Mane Lion? Is that reaching too much? I think White Mane Lion.
Here's I'm already in. I think Core Skyfisher is still in my queue.
Okay, we don't need White Mane Lion and Core Skyfisher.
But
I like Core Skyfisher, but
yeah. Watchwolf.
Watchwolf. It's a doggy. Oakham Ranger, huh? Yeah. Okay,
if I want to put a creature way behind it, this card looks like it's on the curve, but this card used to be one of the best creatures.
Yeah, Luxon Hierarch used to be such a house.
This used to be one of the best creatures in Magic. Like maybe that's a stretch. This was one of the best creatures in Standard, and a little like further reach than that.
Okay, there was one. Oh, there's a guy. Okay, now we have some problems because there were some kind of heater cards that showed up. Search for white-green instead of green-white, like WG into those. We got different cards. Wait, why is yours?
No,
why is mine different? Because I'm starting with Indrik Umbra and Captured by Legax.
What? Are you doing? Hold on. Are you on color identity instead of color?
I know. I'm on color equals WG parenthetical game paper.
Okay.
That's sorted by EDHREC rank. I don't know, but that gave me enlisted worm. I don't know much more other than.
Okay.
I want a Toxon worm. Hell yeah.
Alright, let me put these in. Do some more sorting through that in a moment.
Luxon Smiter. Okay, there.
Smiter.
That's the actual elephant I was thinking of.
Okay.
That was like the best creature ever printed.
That was the one. That's the one that's like, if it's
it's a 3-mana 4/4, can't be countered. If it would be discarded, put it into play. That's the Loxodon I was thinking of. That's like,
okay,
you can't beat him.
Okay. I at least basically have the idea of what I want out of this, which is like cards that go wide that also work with like the Blinky plan is kind of where I've landed. Like,
and just sort of like some value stuff too.
Yeah.
Green white is the color of value. So what are we on to next?
Black white.
Orzhov.
Which has some immediate cards I'm seeing that just like aren't there.
Wait, are all the EDH ranking for Orzhov cards just all removal spells?
Well, let's take a look. Ooh.
It's like, how many different ways can you print can you print a term like indicate?
This you. Okay. So a thing we can do, like, there's a question of like, if I want to, if I'm planning on having like a sacrifice plan going on in red black, what does black white want to do in like reaction to that? Is there a Luris that has the right text on it?
No. I think. Wait, maybe, but it probably costs. Let me check. What's this ugly ass Luris? If this is in your, you may put it into your hand from outside the game for 3 as a sorcerer. Can we get a non-ugly one of those? Pioneer Challenger decks.
Can we get a Pioneer Challenger decks? It is. There we go. Non-ugly. I don't hate this one, but this is Luris to me.
This is Luris, and if you can get it for $1, that's fine.
Okay.
It's just it's a banned card, so it's not going to be worth
right,
much.
I was going to say this card. Okay, so I can buy Pioneer Challenger deck 2021 Luris. Is Luris the kitten or is Luris the big?
The thing is, they're the same.
Anyway, I'm immediately thinking like, is Luris something that'd be funny to include?
Is Mishra's Bauble in your cube?
Not at the moment, but that's because I haven't touched. We're in multicolor to add those.
Yeah.
What
the hell is this? Up. You're on. You can't go here.
Okay, let's jump back on that. This is one of the serialized Lurises, which apparently exist. That's why it's. Yeah, that's why I was asking about Luris with the correct text, because Luris from Ikoria, Luris from Ikoria, companion text is wrong because they errata the mechanic. Power level errata on that thing. Anyway.
Man, so many of these are removal spells.
Alright, hold on. So, we gotta find things that aren't.
I was thinking of like Deck to the Deathless, but that just has a mono black card now that's way better.
Yeah. We could.
I don't hate Merciless Eviction. That's just like if you're gonna have a 6 mana Wrath. Although isn't that a mono white card now?
Farewell.
Shit, Farewell. God damn.
I know, right?
What does Drana and Lunvala do? Because there's a fair amount of like, if you go in for just generically good angels, there's a fair amount of those in both colors. Activated abilities of creature. It has all activated abilities of creatures your opponents control. You may spend mana as though. Alright. Ashen Rider is a good reanimator target.
Yeah, looking at Sorin, looking at
Tithe Drinker.
Yeah.
That's a card that's famous for us. Now, which 4 mana, 3 loyalty
Sorin, yeah,
token creating Sorin do you like the best?
I know that's an immediate question, ain't it? Like, what's the Sorin I'm playing?
Okay, I do like Furious Retribution.
It's the one that makes an angel token and then like...
It makes an angel and then the angel has tap, destroy target creature with less power, and then angels you control get double strike. Although I put that in my cubes, maybe I'm... Highest Guile, another good one.
So, Teysa Karlov wants creature death. That's unlikely to be something that's really happening.
Wait, shit.
Lunvala and Drana is Hater Powers.
I just saw Ethereal Absolution and got blasted. I had forgotten about that card existing.
Which card?
It's a 6 mana enchantment from War of the Spark, I think. It's on the next page. You've done this limited format enough so that when you see the art, you'll be blasted back into. There you go, by Divinity of Pride.
Oh, fuck!
Yeah!
God!
Holy shit! I forgot about that card.
This card is half of an
that card is hell.
That card's half of an Elish Dorn. You lose to it forever. Is Reanimator consideration all? It is a main mechanic in black. So it is something, it is a pretty heavy consideration, yes.
I think that just wins Ashen Rider a slot, just because Ashen Rider, and maybe even the Unearthed card, like the Priest of Fell Rites. Like, those are both things to consider.
Yeah, do we want to push in on that with the color combination?
Ooh, Ghost Dad.
Ooh, Ghost Dad and Ghost Dad, huh?
You got Dad and Dad.
Which Ghost Dad? Yeah, this is the Ghost Dad that,
Greasefang is really cool, but really requires specific tools to work.
Yeah. Priest of Fell Rites, right now I'm just doing a little bit of a scan over to see if there's, like, what sort of stuff I'm most interested in. Other Kaya.
I've won a lot of games with Seraph of Scales, but I don't think that quite cube material. Doom Foretold is one of my favorite standard decks, but that card has a lot of requirements to make it work.
Yeah, for that card to be functional is a little bit of a
it's like harder to build than stacks. So it's like
there are different good Kayas. Right,
yeah, 3 mana Kaya Orzhov Usurper is probably the go-to.
I'm gonna go ahead and add in Priest of Fell Rites. And I'm gonna go ahead and add in Ashen Rider. It's harder for this because, like, white is not... So, the reason I'm not huge on Priest of Fell Rites is that white isn't good at supporting Reanimator.
Yeah, it would just be like
white doesn't have a lot to help out with, like, making reanimation functional.
How about we put in some classic cube cards. There's stuff like Tide Hollow Sculler and 2 and a white sorcery, make 2 1/1 spirit tokens with flying.
Yeah.
Flashback 1 and a black.
Yep.
Lingering Souls. Yeah, okay. So like Tide Hollow Sculler and Lingering Souls are just like stuff that you will be good and do good interactive things. And then it's just your choice of finding hateful creatures to go with it.
Yeah.
Oh man, Stillmoon Cavalier. I love that guy.
Oh, okay. See, that's actually a good thought comment, and not something I was, like, specifically looking at. Let me take a look at
Knife cards.
White, and then advanced. Like, because specifically it said, like white doesn't help out Reanimator,
we can like jam summon there, yeah.
It's just Rafine's Informant, right?
No, that doesn't quite make weight. Are there any white cards that make blood?
Hold on, what if I'm just gonna search the word discard on white. I'm just gonna pull up any white card that has. Oh yes, balance. There we go. All right, we fixed it.
We fixed it.
Because if I can find more cards that help out with white, I'd be making white able to help out with Reanimator. I'd be pretty happy. Guardian New Bedelia, you're so close, but Enlist is just not a mechanic I really want. Enlist, like, look, when you made Banding 2, and it's like, your reminder text has to have, like, 4 conditionals, that might still be worth the spot.
Restoration of a Ganjo.
Yo, is that the...
That is 3 mana, search for planes. Discard a card if you do return a cheap thing. The other, that's number 1 on the white card with discard EDH rank. Number 4 is Solitary Confinement.
Wow. Damn, that's the other card I should add in. You got it. Damn.
But solitary, I don't know if you should put in solitary confinement.
You know, we were talking about cards that would make Life from the Loam good.
Sure, that'd be pretty cool with a Wild Wasteland, huh? Nah, you have to discard cards, so it has to be Loam.
Loam confinement was real. That was a okay. There are actually enough white cards that I could. I don't feel like I'd feel too bad adding in Restoration of Vianjo.
It is an enchant. It's a saga, which I've found from Cube Designs to just kind of do everything you need them to. They're enchantments. They tend to be creatures. They tend to do stuff.
They just fill a ton of different roles, which is...
They fill gaps. Touch the Spirit Realm.
That
card sucks, but it does work better with Soul Herder as a concept. But if you're channeling Touch the Spirit Realm, it's so bad.
Yeah, something's gone horribly wrong if you're channeling that. Okay, I'm willing to keep in the Priest of Felright stuff if we can turn things to maybe support that better, which I feel like we can. It might be a little, like, I might be going a little heavier on Reanimator than I should, but you know what? That'll just be the 2024 Cube.
Yeah, let's be like, we put so much Reanimator shit in, it's beating everything else. We got to put in every relic of Progenitus ever printed. There's a bunch of them. Do you want Soul Guide Lantern? Do you want Jack-o'-lantern? Do you want...
It's time for Leyline of the Void. That's the card you want to be... No. Going back to... Yeah, Farewell's on top. This list. Going back to Black-White, the rest I kind of feel like I'm filling out with, like, just kind of like... Again, how much is, like, tokens the theming on, like... That actually might be more of a Mardu theming. Like, than just a Boros theming. Like, if I make that actually, like, a thing in here, you know... Just, like... Shadow Summoning is one word away from being where I want it to be.
What? Sorcery?
Choose one.
Selenia Dark Angel.
Oh, that's okay. That's an old one. Hey, Greasefang. Hey, Amalia.
Wait, Whisk Drinker Pyre. It's a 4-mana 2/4. I don't know. Maybe I just saw Zealous Persecution. It just made me think of that Ethereal Absolution again. Do you just want to include Ethereal Absolution as just like a big fuck you?
Play this game so that people see it and remember that limited format and go, ah!
It's like, we inflict psychic damage to people, because otherwise you're reaching for stuff like Gerard's Verdict. Gerard's Verdict is a good card that I don't think anybody likes.
So, yeah, it's like, fine.
It's good. It's just a good card. But it's like, come on.
Okay. I do not think I can include in good conscience both Sorens.
You gotta pick one.
Because if you have both Sorens, you're gonna be like, fuck, which Soren is? Oh god.
Which Soren?
Is this plus Soren? Is this minus? I don't. Is this the Soren with the token or the Soren with the anthem? Yes. Damn it. Like.
Yeah, I've reached the end of the list because I saw Harvest William. Let me just look at Soren's. Okay.
This here is a lot of my, like, I hope you're enjoying my thought process of how I end up, like, changing things up. I specifically need to have, like, a concept to clash onto, like the Reanimator tokens or something, or else, like, I don't want the multicolor cards to just be 6 cards. I want it to be, like, an idea, and I want the idea to be, like, fair, like, readable. I don't know, like...
I think I like Sorin, Lord of Innistrad better.
I think it's the one that's in there.
I like you better, Sorin, Lord of Innistrad.
Going down there. Sorin... No, it's Solemn Visitor. Huh.
Oh. I mean, they're almost the same.
They're almost the same card, I suppose.
I don't mind. He's not my favorite Sorin, which is Sorin Imperious Bloodlord, but you gotta have the right cube to have the Bloodlord in it. Which is to say, probably Spooky Cube. Because that probably has enough vampires in it.
Whenever a player attacks one of your opponents, if that opponent has more life than... Whenever a player attacks one of your opponents, if that opponent has more life than another one of your opponents, that attacking player...
Just get out of here. Fuck you.
Whenever a player attacks one of your opponents, if that opponent has more life than another of your opponents... Okay, multiplayer. Got it. All right.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I can
card. Stop reading. Oh, I got stuck. I got stuck.
I got stuck.
I stuck in a loop.
Yeah, stuck.
Just sometimes you get stuck in a loop.
Arvad the Cursed.
There are enough vampires. I love the coffin for Dracula.
Yeah, Edgar is very cool, but again, you have a fair amount of vampires, but you don't have quite enough. Because you have the 1 mana guy, you would swap around the discard indestructible guy to the pay life guy, and then like you're on your way.
Yeah, hold on.
And then like you include the guy with Explore.
Cause like
Squire, and you have Bloodghast. You could squeeze enough vampires if you wanted, but I think that's the wrong thing to do.
Yeah. Knight of the Ebon Legion.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking.
Hexmage,
Drana. Yeah, you have vampires. Cletus. That's a vampire if I ever saw one.
Cletus. It's a sack outlet. Cletus.
Empiric Tutor's got vampire in the name.
It does have a vampire in the name.
And you can tutor for a vampire with it. We're not really
good. So if you want to know the reason I'm actually looking at it, it is this one.
Yeah, Dracula.
If I did this, I would just play the Dracula card.
Although speaking of,
which I might have to
find a Dracula you like.
Yeah, I might have to find a Dracula. Hold on, let me take a look at the extant Draculas. Let's go find extant Draculas.
I'm sure if you just search for Dracula, it'll show you.
Yeah, sorry about the flicker there. Dracula.
Although speaking of, not Wedding Invitation, the wedding.
Oh, wedding announcement.
Yeah, that's a fine card.
Yeah, that fits the tokens thing. That's probably gonna fit in there for like. Okay,
Okay, I think if you're gonna have a Dracula, it's probably Dracula, Lord of Blood.
Whenever another non-target creature dies, make a blood. When you create a blood, if you 5 transform. Alright, so better idea. What if I include a couple Draculas?
You can do Dracula's Tomb if you have Phyrexian Tower.
I gotta. Ahem. There's one great tomb more lordly than all the rest. Huge it was, and nobly proportioned. On it was but one word. Dracula! Alright, no, I'm starting to think that actually the Dracula idea is cool.
You're starting to think of Dracula. Well, I mean, Count Dracula.
That's a Sorin.
He's just Sorin the Merciless. He's fine.
Okay, but like also The other thing I'm thinking about with the Draculas is that there are a pretty reasonable number of vampires that I can include that don't feel like I'm stretching.
Yeah, like we got
right.
Stromkirk Noble. Okay, we're looking at vampires.
All right, we're doing this. We're doing Vampire. EDH Rec ain't gonna help me a lot, but
yeah, not gonna help us a lot. Okay, what do you do?
Uh-huh.
That is a vampire.
Uh-huh. But more importantly, okay, so Legion's Landing is already in the cube.
Yeah, Legion's. What does Alinda do?
Alinda is a 4-mana 1/1, so probably not enough. Whenever another creature dies, +1/+1 counter when it dies, make that many tokens. Shrug. If I add in the vampire thing, I don't want cards that read like Captivating Vampire.
Now we want stuff like Blood Artist.
I want stuff that looks like Innocuous, and then all of a sudden, bam! Someone built Vampire Zone, and now you're
Blood Artist, Welcoming Vampire. Probably some of the Aetherborn guys. Right, are there any of them? Oh, guy, Gonti, Lord of Luxury. He's a vampire.
No, that's an Aetherborn.
No, he's a rogue. Fuck.
Yeah, Aetherborn.
Because there's Yahini, Undying Partisan. He's a vampire.
So the red aggro deck can easily get some work out of this with like a Bloodmaker 1-drop, right?
Yeah. Voltairean Epicure. Didn't Pawn of Ulamog get a better version of him that made Scions instead of Eldrazi Spawn? And there's like Vampire Nighthawk or better Vampire Nighthawk.
I would say probably better Vampire. I don't know. But no, I am. So a lot of this is going to be off of what I'm doing here because it's looking at the monocolor cards. But I think this would be funny, and I would have a fun time adding. Yeah, that's. I was just past that one. Huzzah! This one, Preacher. It's a 2/4 death touch. When it attacks, it makes a vampire or it draws a card, depending on like.
Okay, make me one promise, gents.
What's that?
You will not put fucking Bloodline Keeper in your cube.
Which one? Oh, the
guy who was in Nodo Cube for so long.
But it won every limited. Like that card beat you in every Innistrad draft that ever happened.
Screw you, Bloodline Keeper. Okay. Dusk Legion Zealot. That's a good vampire.
That's a good vampire just as a body.
So okay. It's either him or the one that explores. What's the one that explores called? It's a Squire that literally says Squire comes into play, explore.
Yeah.
They're both good for the Esper Ephemerate deck. And I do like Welcoming Vampire. That's like a. There's a ton of those like 3-mana white creatures that draw cards when little guys come into play, and Welcoming Vampire is one of the better ones.
Oh, sorry, I just realized I searched for cards with vampire in the text box, which is what I don't want. That's why I was wondering why there were so few cards I was liking in the list I was looking at. Oh shit, Adonto Van. Oh god, there's so many.
Yeah, this is what I mean. You're gonna have to swap the Invincible guy for a Adonto Van card to make this work. But there's Welcoming Vampire.
Yeah, and like I still get to play like the token theme because like I can include like a couple of the Blood Artist effects and not feel like it's welcoming. God, okay, all right. So letting you all know, you get to know the secret. I'm building. I'm gonna.
Oh wait, no. Here's a cool guy for Rakdos. Fucking Innersturm Predator. Vampire Dragon.
Which one?
Innersturm Predator.
Oh, shit.
That guy whips ass.
Flying. Whenever Innersturm Predator becomes tapped, exile a creature from a graveyard, put a counter on it. Sack another. Okay.
Ooh. You could never beat Innersturm Predator.
If there were bodies in play, yes.
No, it's like you just couldn't kill it, and it got huge. Of course, anymore with exile removal, it's
now, and of course I can add Asterion.
You could add Asterion.
I could.
Oh, there's the Callous Fucklord.
I have to read Asterian's card because like this card didn't register because this card came out 6 months before Baldur's Gate 3.
It's a 6-mana 4/4.
I know, I'm having trouble getting past that part.
Callous Blood Mage is kind of that blue card at home.
Makes a pest.
Makes a pest. Draw a card and lose life. Exile target player's graveyard.
Yeah, Voldaren Epicure. I could add in Ricochet. That's.
Kenrika Domnathi. What the hell is this?
You know who's a vampire?
Fucking Tithe Drinker.
That's right.
Asylum Visitor. I wish you were better.
On the Ruin Thief. Okay, I'm not gonna spend too much time looking over this, but I am gonna do it.
There's Olivia.
There's Olivia. There's Blood Tithe Harvester from earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the. Okay. So to talk about like black in the cube. Black has been one of the more difficult colors to work with in my cube for some time. Because like there was a time where it literally did have Vampire Lacerator and some friends in there, and that was just like embarrassing, kind of like it just wasn't good enough unless you had Umezawa's Jite specifically, and that's just like Jite with creatures, like anything can do that. And so I started trying to tip it a little more towards Reanimator, but that meant a lot of the creatures that did exist just didn't have enough help going on. So I feel like trying to move it towards like a token plan that has this secret vampire plan where I just include a Dracula might be more interesting.
Is Skuldraw's Assassin good?
That's a level up one?
That's a level up one.
I think that thing's too expensive. But yeah, I think I'm going to include a couple copies of cards named Dracula, and then, like, have a secret vampire theme that only is... like, there's not going to be, like... There's not
it's going to be enough so that there's vampires. There's Draculas.
Yeah.
We're probably not going to reach as far as, like, Gatekeeper or Malakir, but...
Yeah, or even... Gatekeeper got cut, and I don't think we're putting you back in.
Or maybe, like, Bloodthirsty Adversary. I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna add, going back to this, so that I don't forget to do this.
Wait, you know who's a vampire? This is Vishkal Blood Arbiter. Can we have a version of him that's Dracula? The football Dracula?
Oh god. See, that would just be the image of Dracula sitting in the with the wine glass, right? Like that's
yeah.
I'm gonna put Edgar here, so I don't forget Edgar. Vampire Hexmage is in the cube because Dark Depths was added. So, yes, Vampire Hexmage lives down here somewhere.
Oh no, here's a sad thing. Vishkal Blood Arbiter is on the same EDH ranking page of vampires as fucking Child of Night. No! Nobody respects Vishkal Blood Arbiter.
Come on. That's not true. You can't
say
Come
that.
on.
Wait, why is Child of Night rated higher than Adanto Vanguard? This doesn't make any sense.
Okay, maybe your rankings are wrong. So here's the thing. So Vishkal, searching Elvish got me. So Vishkal, the football arbiter, is just one of my. This was in like the original set of EDH decks. Yeah, this is in the original set of EDH decks. I love this card. This is one of the few EDH decks I have together. Very fun. A lot of combo potential. A lot of killing out of nowhere potential.
He's got bird skull pauldrons.
Yep. Is sitting like watching a game of football on the TV just off screen.
The Vikings are going into the forest with a lead. Surely this playoff game will go well for us.
There's only 5 minutes on the clock. How could we possibly lose our 2-score lead?
They're snapping the ball to Brett Favre. I love that.
Okay. I'm so happy we looked through here, because finding a Dracula and then realizing maybe, just maybe, adding a small secret Dracula theme would be a fun time. I'm happy there. Okay. We just did Orzhov.
Yes, it's on to
What's next?
Is it?
Is it?
Now, this is where you're spoiled for choice.
Yeah, so, is it... One of the things I kind of want as, like, a defining piece for Is It is, like... I'm thinking about, like, specifically having the young pyromancers. Young Peasies in third
But
path.
you have so many good spells. Like,
Yeah.
I immediately see Expressive Iteration. Add to the list.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah, that's... that. So, Expressive Iteration is a... I talked about, like, not wanting, like, generic, like, Dreadbore, like, style cards in multicolor. The thing is with Expressive Iteration is that this card is, like, highly powerful and nothing else matches its power level in for this mana cost.
Ah, Fairy Dragon?
That's the
That's whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on it. Flying Haste.
You know,
not Sprite Dragon. Oh no, I said Fairy Dragon because me and Kaz were talking about Fairy Dragon before. And I think Massazal told me that there was Whimsy, which was just play X random effects. I said Fairy Dragon because every time we activated Fairy Dragon, it bolted itself. Sprite Dragon.
Yeah, I know.
What I'm thinking of.
Hold on, can I get Goblin?
Goblin Polka.
Yeah, I can.
Everybody Polka.
Everybody Polka.
This all came up because Wild Arms has a spell that is play random effects, and I named it. I tried to name it Goblin Polka.
Anyway, so
Sprite Dragon.
Sprite.
Maybe. There's a if you want to have like some kind of prowess, maybe you focus on the spells.
Yeah, let's focus on the spells here and the creatures. Okay, what? Because I feel like.
Really, Crackling Drake's pretty cool. That's a creature, though.
That's fine if there's a creature or two in there. Yeah, Flame of Anor, that's the, like, control a wizard, do some wild nonsense, right?
It's deal 5 damage to a creature, draw 2 cards, destroy an artifact. If you control a wizard, when you cast it, choose 2.
I do, that is a lot of choice.
It's a card that kind of slices and dices. It is a...
There's Flame. There's Fire Ice. Flame of Anor. Choose one. If you control a wizard, choose 2 instead. Yeah. Target player draws 2 cards. Yeah, that's definitely, like, worth adding on there.
And nobody knows what an Anor is, so they don't realize it's referencing wizards. From,
It's fine. Again, like I said, it's fine to include a couple of these, and, like, I kind of like it more if they're not, like, Samwise Gamgee or something like that. Like, this is, like, Wizard Liker. God, if that could choose all 3, that would be, like, real nuts. It's still, like, really good, but, you know.
Oh boy, Wandering Mind. I haven't thought about this. This is a guy you would include just for the Soul Herder for some reason. If you were doing Jeskai Soul Herder.
Okay. So, we have Third Path Iconoclast. Is Saheeli good enough, Tim?
I feel like that we put Saheeli in.
I think we tried. Yeah.
Like having both of the effects in there.
I'm gonna add Saheeli to the
mini board.
Sublime. And then I'm gonna add Is It Charm to the setup as well. I'm not certain that this is again, the point of the maybe board is that like we come up with the idea and then pull in what actually works out for these. Are all the cards going to be available? Are all so when it depends on how many people I'm playing with is going to be the actual answer there. My cube is made as a 360 cube, so if there are 8 players, all cards are used.
Yeah, but frequently we end up with like 6 because people are They're doing Wine Cube at the same time.
Yeah. Or if I'm playing it with like folks in town, usually that's like 2 to 4. Like getting 6 people together means we're playing Twilight Imperium.
Yeah.
And that's like it's a big day that we're doing that. So
what do you think of Wandering Mind?
I have to think of Wandering Mind before I can think about Wandering Mind.
It's a card you probably have never thought of before. So
let me.
It would be including just for Soul Herder nonsense. It is a powerful card.
Oh, the one that
looks for 6.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
Like,
but I don't.
I know that struggle. Yeah, I still have a box of Unfinity that I've been meaning to draft with friends, but the problem is anytime we have enough people together to draft, we are explicitly doing a thing that isn't drafting because getting like 4 to 6 of us together is like wildly difficult.
Is Lutri just funny? Like including Lutri is it just funny?
Lutri, if I'm including, hold on. If we're including, first things first, Lutri, is there a nice looking?
Oh right, we need the version that has the correct text on it.
There is not a version of original printing Lutri with reminder text. There is a version with the
ugly rat.
The more. See, I love the art on original Lutri for like the otter with the fireball. So maybe if I included one companion, it's easy to include others, right?
Because that's true. Okay, so thinking of spells. We got the good ones. We got Electrolyze. We got.
Hold on, I can refine the search, right?
Yeah.
Type line. Instant. Sorcery. Search with these.
Well, this is going to come up nothing because nothing is an instant and a sorcery. Oh no, reduce to rebel is.
Allow partial type matches. Okay. I'm not gonna sort this. I'm just gonna.
Let's just take a look.
Electrolyze is already in the zone, and Electrolyze is worth that. Fire Ice is also. Flame of Anor. One of the things I like about that is that it deals with some large threats.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the other spells are really good at dealing with tiny things, but
I love Prophetic Bolt, but I'm not sure.
Well, there's Prophetic Bolt, and then there's tinier Prophetic Bolt too.
What's that one's not one? Just like Rouse Outburst.
Rouse Outburst. That one's less exciting. Because like
Steam Augury, one of the many attempts to make Factor Fiction fair, and it just doesn't work.
I think we kind of have all the spells set up. Okay, so again, like the color combination is like 6 cards. And if we have like Electrolyze, if it's like Electrolyze, Fire Ice, Flame, Explosive Iteration, that's 4.
Yeah.
So like the 5th one as a young Pyromancer, and then the 6th one can kind of be like wild card, whatever we want.
Yeah.
If there's like a multicolor card I want to include there. I know in here I have like this Ral, but I'm no way attached to this. I have Dak, but like I'm not like super powered, so like the artifact steal isn't super big.
Yeah, Dak is pretty good.
I don't think Keranos is in this cube. I don't know what it's doing here.
Keranos is old school Blue Moon when in the game.
I'm gonna specifically pull up, like, see if there's like some sort of like, I want the last card to be something you see and you go, hell yeah, and then it's something you might actually like just want to build towards.
Okay.
Like so. Is there anything we can add that, like, maybe it works with, like, the blink setup a little more, or... Crackling Drake, Crackling Drake isn't, is definitely like a...
Crackling is very powerful, but it's not exciting. It's just very...
It's very... it's a little bit too prescriptive for me.
Yeah.
It tells you exactly what you're doing rather than, like, giving you an idea of what you're doing. Because of the mana cost specifically. The double red, double blue means that you're not doing anything else other than double red, double blue. I don't dislike it. And like, it's definitely in consideration, but that's just my first thought on it. Is like, yeah. Blue Tree would be neat if we had...
If we had the correct Lutri, that would be...
That'd be funny, I think, because it would be free. Cut it from your cube for exactly the same reason. It makes sense. That's, you know...
there's something very silly with Ethereum Horn Sorcerer. It's a 6 mana Cascade, then 3 mana bounce it to hand.
Oh, yeah.
He's a weirdo.
That's a funky one.
Shitty number of Niv Mizzets. If you want to be boring, you just put in Ionize.
I have any number of doctors.
Yeah, doctors.
Oh.
You don't quite have the stuff for Joyer of the Gitu.
No.
That's why you do that is you suspend a Yoko Hops and then you suspend an Eldrazi. And you say 4 turns from now the game fucking ends.
What about the fucked up Phyrexian Behemoth? Which one's that one?
Like the one that makes Phyrexian. It's like an Abon, a 6/6 that's a young pyromancer. If I'm thinking of the right one.
I'm sitting here looking at, like, Locust God, but I think that one's just not good enough. That's a card you tap out for and get killed.
Wait, what is... I remember this guy being cool. Whenever a creature or planeswalker an opponent controls is dealt excess damage. If a giant, wizard, or a spell you control did that damage, draw a card. Okay. I know all the riders on that.
Oh, this one. Okay.
The huge one.
When you cast non-creature spell, make 1,000,000 red Phyrexians or X as the mana cost of the spell. And the problem is, like, on 7 mana in this cube, like, you're looking at, like, Avenger of Zendikar, or, like, you cast a Titan the turn before. Like, this just...
How about, like, a Wrath? Like, Battle of Frost and Fire. It's 4 mana for that, though.
Isn't there a newer one in this set? There's,
Yeah, there's, like, discard... ill-timed Explosion.
Yeah, it's like draw 2, discard 2. And, like, blow up everything equal to its mana cost. Yeah, you are Wrath in the new set. You're thinking the same thing.
It turns out, when you don't go for the classics, it's hard to find interesting...
Yeah, I'm just looking for, like, things that, like... just sort of... I want something that, like, functions on its own a little better, rather than, like, 100% commitment to the spells plan, you know what I mean? And, like, that's harder because, like, there's not a ton of... I ain't reading all that brawl, thanks. And, like, because there are a million ways to go in on the spells plan. Adela's, Balmor, just so many. Honor creatures you control have prowess.
True. Sorry, Lutri. I think Lutri's an otter.
Yeah. This is a card from an upcoming set, Bloomborough, which is from this Maple Leaf Canadian content. This set is really exciting because it's just little animal people. It's like you know, Redwall, mouse guard. There's a art of the plane apparently that says other creatures, not otter creatures. It should say otter creatures and
it should say otter creatures.
Otter creatures, but the set apparently operates under Kingdom Hearts rules, where if you planeswalk to this plane, you turn into an animal, like when Sora goes to like Lion King Zone.
I see. So we're gonna get furries.
Yes, extreme. Yes. Yeah, good for them. Specifically, they have art of Ral as an otter. And Jace as a fox.
Ah, damn it. I was hoping Jace was dead.
That is... so that card is not Jace in the story. Apparently, that's part of a set of cards that are going to be, like, reprints of cards, but, like, as if they showed up on the plane, so as animals. So, this isn't like, I don't think this is Jace is here. I think here's, like, Jace as a fox. Yeah, Wizards assigned for Sona. I like Jace. I'm in the Jace Laker camp these days.
Gleaming Gear Drake is a cool new one, but that requires artifact synergies.
Yeah, Glimmering Gear Drake is one that I feel like I would love to play towards.
If like
my that would be.
It requires some tools to get to be like. Although honestly, it's just a 2-mana 1/1 investigate baseline that you can like give the power. But I don't know how good. I don't know how easy it would be to juice.
Okay, hold on. Well, let's take a look. What other? Like, the juice would be like treasure tokens or stuff like that, right? Like
treasure tokens, experimental synthesizer.
I'm not opposed to putting that on. I'm gonna put that on the list because I think that's interesting as a direction.
Okay. I guess that makes Sahili better because she makes.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Sahili and Guy both make 1/1 artifact dudes, right?
Gear Drake.
For some reason, that made me think of Jungle Barrier, and I was about to. I saw Gleaming Barrier, and that made me think of Jungle Barrier, and I immediately got mad.
I'm gonna go with that. God. Wait.
Crag Puka.
This card doesn't look like anything. This card used to be a 4/4.
Yeah, you could not defeat Crag Puka. I also saw Inside Out while looking, which is a fun one because of a Pauper deck that was a 1-turn kill with it.
So,
what card do you think kills people with Inside Out in Pauper? You get one guess.
Tireless Tribe.
Tireless Tribe. How did you?
So Tireless Tribe over here. I know my commons from Odyssey. This is like, so Odyssey had a lot of these cards that allowed you to just pitch cards to get to Threshold.
Yeah, like Wild Mongrel.
Yeah, some of them were better than others.
But the way Inside Out works is, it's look for stuff that makes treasures.
I'm just gonna take a look for treasure.
There's the new boat. It Ragavans and makes a treasure. Which honestly, there's Professional Facebreaker who Ragavans and makes treasure.
Yeah.
And then there's
okay.
Ragavan.
That does
actually Goldspan Dragon. Actually,
this is like I think right now I have Glorybringer. And like
yeah, this I don't mind that swap at all.
Yeah.
Goldspan and Glorybringer are of
they're of similar bloodlines, you know. Yeah. They're all friends of Thundermaw Hellkite.
Actually, they're more friends of Piss. Protection from White, Monstrous.
Oh,
Haste, 4/4, Flying,
Storm
Breath Dragon. Storm Breath Dragon was the first 5-mana 4/4 Haste Dragon I can think of that got standard play.
Yeah.
Magda.
Ooh, Atsushi.
Atsushi, you were thinking of.
So one of the things about my setup is that I have like 3 of the Kamigawa dragons, but I don't have Ryusei or
yeah, we talked
about
last
this,
time we
yeah.
talked about the cube. We talked about, well, if we don't like any of the dragons, we can swap them with the new one. Is Flannery store? Well, Fable obviously
Fable
takes treasure tokens.
So, you know, Fable starts asking some like concerns about like
power level.
Not like so. Fable right now I think is 4-time running at Pro Tour winning. Like,
yeah, Fable's
been doing some work. Anyway, Fable is like one of the most greasy cards in existence.
It is very greasy. Nothing it does seems that like that overtuned.
But like, I also probably should, especially like this opens up like so much.
Like we just were talking about it. We wanted treasures, and honestly, it's just one of the best cards that makes treasures.
Yeah. It also like opens up the reanimator stuff better.
It's reanimator support. The things you want to copy with your soul herder get copied by the reflection.
My worry about like cards like that are that they become like
they take over too much.
Yeah, they take over a little too much. They become centering, and that like kind of worries me. Like things like Magda don't worry me as much. You know, just a 2-1.
You'd have to think about other dwarves we include. Which I think Torbjorn is like it. And Sticky Fingers, yeah. Bells. Swindle.
Yeah.
Actually, treasure map. Bam.
Oh, that's a nice one. Yeah, okay.
Actually, that dragon. There was the dragon that's half a black spell on the adventure. It was just on the list. I just saw it. Fighting Titan.
That's Titan.
Decadent dragon.
Decadent.
What do you do? I don't know I don't even know what he does.
So Decadent dragon is like a gold spam.
Okay, it's 4 mana 4/4 when it attacks create a treasure token, and then it's expensive taste. Exile the top 2 face down.
It's theft.
Let me look. Oh, and it's theft. Okay. So that could be a Rakdos card if you wanted a Rakdos card that does stuff. Although the mono red deck would steal it as a 4 mana 4/4 flying trample dragon.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Yes, forging the Tyrite sword.
All right, I'm gonna like let's move past is it, but because like all the stuff we're adding is like the monocolor stuff around it.
Yeah.
We have a couple like. What other color combos do we have left? Are we actually at like?
It'd be Simic next, right?
We have Simic.
Simic or Orza. No, it's a Golgari.
Yeah, so we've got Golgari, we've got Boros, and we've got Simic. I feel like Boros is the most. Let me quick do Boros because I feel like this is going to be the most straightforward setup in the world. Gisela, I don't think sticks around because like I'm not.
Yeah. I saw one guy earlier. I don't know how good he is, but he makes a bunch of blood. The vampire Edric. He makes a blood token for every ability keyword your guys have.
Oh.
I don't know how good that is.
I think Boros Charm is like a slam dunk.
Yes. Yep. Sure.
It's like I want Boros to be the most aggressive color combination at being able to kill you. Is the new anthem from this new set what Boros wants? Ooh.
We have seen that card do some
That card
work.
has done some. That card has pulled outside of its weight class, in my mind. Like, at least where I had it. Isn't this thing like wild? Othari? This was in the. I'm sorry. Why is Lightning Helix not in here? Hold on. Let me. Oh, because mine was textless and I cut it. There we go. Bruce Tarl. Yeah.
Bruce Tarl, Boris. He's Mike Hagar.
This is the most Mike Hagar. What's that anthem's name? The War Leader's Call? War Leader's Call. Yeah, I'll put that on the list.
You want to include an Aurelia, and if you do, which one? I kind of like the Mentor one.
The 4-drop?
Yeah.
I think
you're spoiled for choice when it. No, actually, wait, no, wait. What's the Arena Cube guy?
Which one?
Yeah, with Mentor and Haste.
Oh, Tajik?
Yeah, Tajik.
Yeah,
Tajik Legion's Edge.
I love that you just say the Arena Cube guy, and I know what you mean.
Well, no, he's like the Arena Cube speedrun guy.
How does Boris Reckoner bet these days? Boris Reckoner, like...
Reckoner gets there.
3-3 for 3 is not going to be, like, obviously the greatest body, but I think Reckoner is one of those cards that I see and go, hell yeah. So that reaction is enough to let me go, like, yeah, let's keep you around. And especially,
Showdown of the Scalds. That's not a beatdown card, but it's just so powerful. And it gives Boros like a thing to do that isn't that, while also being that. Showdown of the Scalds.
Oh,
the
yeah,
standard
there
All-Star.
it is. Yeah, I remember that one.
Love Showdown. I liked it because I played Showdown and Escape to the Wilds in the same deck, and.
I know that just generally in power level, I'm not going to put it in here, but fourth
Yurnglas
is
Aer Lingus
is stupid powerful. This card's ridiculous.
It says the Monarch on it.
It says the Monarch, and then it makes X/2/2s with haste.
Man, Legion's Initiative. Yeah.
Hey, Legion's Initiative. Boris Reckoner is cool. There's a different Tajik.
Durgar Hedge Mage.
I love you, Durgar Hedge Mage. You're not making it in, but I love you. I'm gonna look to see if there's anything that like resembles Artifact.
Ryan
like
Stout Arm. Everybody loves him.
Ryan is a classic. This is classics of EDH General.
Solar Blaze. You know what? You know why Solar Blaze got played a lot? It was a Wrath that you could pick up off of Niv Mizzet Reborn.
Yes.
Whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1 colorless stop your artifact creature token with flying. Interesting.
P is more of a like.
That requires pieces, but it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's a very cool card. Like I like her a lot.
Fire Song and Sunspeaker.
God.
Yeah, that's a card you can get. Yeah.
I think it has a reprint. There's a new Aurelia.
Yeah, the new Aurelia, like, battalion draw a card when you super battalion Lightning Helix. Honored Crop Captain, that's another Arena Cube guy. Just makes your attacking better.
Comet.
Wait, Quintorius. You can have your guy in there.
Hey, Quint. I have Quint or Planeswalker Quint.
I think it would be Planeswalker guy. He's one of the more interesting Boros Planeswalkers. Other than him, it was like Nahiri, and that was it.
Well, I mean,
you've got Ajani.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love you, Ajani. That's one of the reasons Ajani Vengeance was so good, though. Just because screw everything else, it was boring. Boy, heroic reinforcement. Hell yeah.
Johnny Vengeance. Hey, hold on. Figures in here. Okay, thank goodness.
Figure, yeah. Shadow Effects does teach you the meaning of haste.
Yep, I will learn the meaning of haste. 10th District Legionnaires, really strong card, not for us.
I don't know, I like Showdown. I do like Showdown of the Scalds.
We'll put that on the list.
Because it's a hell of a refill for those decks.
I feel like I want like one more like 2-drop body.
Okay, here's the guy I was thinking of. Odric Blood Cursed. I don't know how good he is though.
Right, I'm just specifically looking at like moving up from 2-drop. Oh right, I can't put in this Ajani. That's technically Boros, but Oh, remember the dog card from this limited
Yeah,
format?
dogs. Yeah, I remember the dogs.
Boros Charm.
There's what was the not Boros Challenger? There was like Sunhome Paladin, who was like the actual Boros Guild Mage of the set he was in.
I remember that.
More dogs.
More dogs.
What does fighter class do? He gets equipment.
Get equipment. Equip costs less. Tap creatures on attack. Yeah, dogs we've been playing a lot in limited. I don't know that I want to include one morph like that. That's just like a, you know, funky.
Goblin Legionnaire. It'd be very funny if we added back in Goblin Legionnaire after
taking it. Yeah.
Okay, so Honored Crop Captain is just that's the go wide lady.
Oh, attacks.
She has Battle Cry. She's 3. It's 2 mana 3/2 Battle Cry. That's what she has.
That's not a bad choice.
Rip Apart is a generic card.
Rip Apart really rules.
Flying Menace.
But I kind of want. If I could get a copy of this, it was just named Flying Menace.
I mean, you could get a proxy.
You can get a copy of anything, I suppose.
Yeah, there's Sunhome Mage.
True Fire.
That's True Fire Paladin.
Yeah.
The double strike guy. Ooh. Whenever you attack with one or more non-gnome creatures, put a 1/1 counter on, and create X 1/1 makes gnomes. That's kind of a Krenko.
It's kind of Krenko. But you don't need to attack with Anan Pakal here.
Pretty good. Chance for glory. Deafening Clarion.
Deafening Clarion is really.
Wait, I don't recognize that angel, that radiant, that feather.
This is new from Murders.
Murders Commander.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's almost the same.
Okay, yeah, lets you copy for 2 if you. It gives your spells what? Strive? Is that what it was called?
Yeah. Strive. Hey, yeah, Goblin Trenches.
Yeah, I love Goblin Trenches.
Okay, I'm gonna go with, just for the moment, we're gonna go with the
Honored Crop Captain.
Honored. For now. Okay. Again, Boros is very straightforward in my mind.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a lot of attacking. We're gonna have a lot of aggressive action, and I want these cards to be the powerful pieces in that. So powerful burn spells, powerful this might actually not make the cut because these are gonna be
they're
right?
much they're she has to you have to untap with her, which is a problem that she's always had.
So
maybe that's the thing. We look for something with haste, and then it would be Tajic, I guess.
So I'm looking at Simic, and the only card I really think is worth keeping in here is Mystic Snake. Charlotte's Agent is a maybe.
Yeah, I'm a big Mystic Snake fan. So, luckily for you, there are so many good Simic cards.
I have kept Kiora's Follower in here for
PokeCaptain.
For PokeCaptain.
PokeCaptain, I saw you in the chat earlier.
The best, the absolute best. The absolute best Kiki combo ever with Kiora's Follower. The wall of tapped creatures.
Yeah. He's got to do it on the instep, baby.
Yep. Okay. So Mystic Snake is the keeper, and Charles Agent's the maybe. But
okay. The first question you have: do you want Growth Spiral or Coiling Oracle?
I'm just gonna add all of them right now because again, that's the maybe. All right. Let's ask a different question.
Mm-hmm. Is Oko Thief of Crowns?
Is the Oko Thief of Crowns too much?
Is Oko Thief of Crowns too much? I mean, if you're putting both Uro and Oko in the cube, and we already have a long-term bias towards blue-green in our cubes, I think that's a problem.
Okay,
yes.
Good. Growth Spiral to me is not. So the trick about Growth Spiral is that it's nowhere near as strong. It got banned, because of like the circumstances around the deck, like Explore exists. 2-mana ramp exists in the cube. There are better options that than this in general. So Uro can come in. Uro, actually, I'm not even sure I want Uro.
Yeah, we can think about it though.
Okay. Well, let's talk about.
Then you got cube classics like Trigon Predator.
Oh, you know, I can't believe Trigon Predator is not in here right now, because like Trigon Predator is a cool one. Hydroid Krasis, Hydroid is
Coma, Cosmos Serpent. There's tons of big guys.
I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the cards that existed around Simic when Simic was a goddamn problem. Like Uro, Growth Spiral, that sort of nonsense.
Yes. But, I mean, I played this standard deck that was playing Hydroid Krasis and Casualties of War.
I was playing the deck that played this and Nissa.
Yeah, it was this, Nissa, Casualties. It was Sultai Nissa was the deck, and it was awful. Yeah. I hated it.
Yeah, so like, but specifically, Hydroid Krasis is a card I think is cool enough to get out from under that. I don't feel bad about that one. Oko, sorry. Uro, I just don't think I'm doing Uro.
Ooh, Colossal Sky Turtle. That's a cool one.
Ooh, that's the pickup. That's bounce
Yeah, it's the double channel turtle.
I love that. I played that. That card was wild and limited.
Yeah.
Because it had some infinites. No, I mean infinites in that like you had infinite value, not infinites in that. Edric?
Flaxclaster Frogling. Hell yes.
Edric, huh?
Yeah, Edric is pretty generic, pretty good one.
I'll add that to the zone. Yeah, why not?
There's Icefang Quaddle, although we don't have Snowlands.
Yeah, I don't think Snowlands are going to be a real thing for that.
Can you get a Karuga the Macro Sage with the correct text on it?
All right, hold on. Let's.
Because Karuga is one of the fair. Okay, because Karuga is one of the fair companions, I'm gonna bet no.
You can get one with the alt art, and the alt art.
That looks like Pete from.
I actually am like I'm fine with the alt art on this, but more so than the. Okay, I want to introduce y'all to one of my favorite frogs.
Yeah, Plaxcaster Frogling.
So Plaxcaster Frogling can hand off Shroud. So this is supposed to be like, you know, some sort of dissipating thing. Wrong. This frog knows the power of the Hadoken, of the Hadoken, of the Kamehameha. This frog will destroy you with beams. Like, absolutely, you will be crushed by beams from this beams by frog. I love this frog. New Kellen, that's it's like making a it's like make a clue and then play a land and then like 3/4 flying, break an artifact, draw a card if it's yours. I've played that card limited a few times. The Goose Mother.
The Goose Mother. Blue-green Hydras.
I'm considering this over Hydroid, but maybe the...
Why not Por qué no los dos?
Alright. Mostly because I see this card, and I think other people would see this card and go, excuse me, and then be very happy to see this card, you know? You get to see it, and then you've gotten to see it.
Okay, I'm getting pretty deep into the tanks now.
Now we got some doctors. A lot of the cards are like kind of straightforward here. Blue-green has definitely got like a value ramp thing going on. And like blue-green historically has been like strong in my cube. Like Bant has been like just a strong like combination that like aggro decks have trouble fully competing with. So I don't want to go too heavy on them.
I mean, I've got to the end of the list, so I got to start looking for stuff.
Honktro. Oh, we had Neoform in that. Honestly, we have enough stuff that we might not need to like keep digging here anymore. We already added like 7 cards for like consideration.
Adonis Climb. Your combat for 1 counterattack. PTSD more flip it. Yeah.
Tatiova, there's a reason Tatiova's at the top of the list.
Yeah, she's a powerful EDH card, and she is a powerful card.
She's a powerful card. I don't know. I'm not.
Is this Tamio any good?
4-mana Tamio? You have to like name cards and like mill. It's not like bad.
Put all cards with the chosen name. Okay, that's not good in cube.
Yeah, you're usually
you're naming like forest.
Yeah, or it has a regrowth. All right. I'll be back in 1 minute here.
Well, I will continue to look. Rolesk, Apex Predator. It's huge. It's a huge creature. I don't know how good Shardless is. Yeah, Tatiova is powerful. Oh, man. I'm not listening to the music, so I'll unmute to... I believe this is... Oh god, I know this music too. I believe it's one of the Final Fantasy 12 areas. Is this just the airship you're in? Or is this just the airship music? I don't know.
So I gotta tell you, one of the funnest parts about doing cube building like this is just like seeing cards.
Yeah. Well, what was that music that was just playing? We were confused by it. It was the Diadem.
Diadem!
Oh god, yes. That's why I was feeling mad. You will find insane thoughts if you do the Diadem long enough.
All right. We have one last color combo to take a look at, and then we're good for now. I can kind of narrow things down and then start looking at monocolor at a later time.
All right, then we're on. What is it?
It's Golgari.
It's Golgari.
So, Golgari right now looks like this: 5 cards. There's a couple that I'm immediately just not happy with.
Deed, Pulse.
Deed is like.
Deed's good.
Deed holds like old school value and like still is strong. But Pulse, this is just a kill spell. Like, and like you're never gonna get the double value on anything but tokens.
I mean, I guess there's
Loon. Thank you for the raid. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, we're doing cube talking.
Yeah.
If you want Maelstrom Pulses,
yeah.
You got Binding of the Old Gods and Casualties of War that both go over the top.
Okay, Casualties is an immediate one. But yeah. Thanks for the raid. This is just card talking, which is one of my favorite things that I don't do a lot on stream. We're doing cube building, which is I'm curating a limited format for friends. I'm putting a bunch of cards together. We shuffle them up, put them into piles, and then draft them in ways to build decks.
So you make a collection of cards, and you make a deck out of them. That's really fun. What do you think about Grist? Grist just kind of does everything.
Grist is one that, like...
Grist the Hunger, it does everything.
Mills, kills,
thrills. And is a creature.
Yeah, is a creature, is not a creature, is a lot of things. Okay, so Green-Black has reanimation as one of its things but it also is going to be, like, the best at like piles of recursion sort of stuff, you know. It's
this is what our Genesis, and this is the Rexer color.
Rexer lives here, so cards that assist Grist does assist that. Newest Glissa is a pain. That's just a generically good card, though. I'm not like... I don't... Like, that doesn't say enough to me other than just being generically good.
Mm-hmm.
Obligatory Deathrite Shaman. Deathrite's on the... So, the starting list... good call. Good call. The starting list is Deathrite, Abrupt Decay, Lotlith, Pulse, Deed. Lotlith is on the kind of fringe. I'm not... This has never been a... It plays well, but it's not exciting. Like, and it's just not... I don't know.
There's that new card, Insidious Root.
Oh, we'll have to explode the roots.
Yeah, we combine all our energies.
If we combine our energies,
we might be able to Insidious the roots. I bet you're gonna get a lot of roots here.
So Insidious Roots, in addition to having like really excellent art, just damn. But like this is a really neat card that like we'd have to do some building around, but like Bloodghast, for instance, is a killer with this. I will add it to the list. I'm unsure if it makes it, but it's cool enough to be a...
It's something to think about. Plus it's a $2 uncommon because it's played in standard, I think. Thinking about meditating on Golgari cards that aren't just kill spells.
Well...
There's Trog.
I mean...
You could play Gitrog with... Like the Omnitoad, the thing that the Simic card that's like Toad Lord.
Toad.
If you wanted to be the Toad Lord, you're allowed to be the Toad Lord.
I'm just thinking about like, we did say that like, you know, if we added some sort of land theming in here, Toad is real.
Toad is real.
What's Old Rootstein do? Old Rootstein.
Use the battlefield. Mill card. Land, mill this way, make a treasure. Creature, make a 1/1. Non-creature, make a blood.
That's very smoothing.
It is smooth, man. It's also a horn turtle.
Yeah. Oh, actually.
If you found the squeeze art.
Yeah. Of course.
Yargle and Multani.
I love Yargle and Multani.
Urborg is important, turns out.
Escape Pelucranos.
Yeah, Pelucranos is big meat. There's also Fiend Artisan. Fiend Artisan is either the best card in your deck or blank cardboard.
Blank cardboard. Yeah, I'm not huge on that one just because a lot of the time it plays as blank cardboard.
Smeagol.
Smeagol. This card's
it's a halfling horror.
Smeagol's strong. Find Finality.
I do like Find Finality. There's a billion of these of Eternal Witnesses in Golgari.
Yeah, it's a question of if we want to include one of those. And okay, so here's the thing. I think if I'm looking at Golgari, let's take a look at Golgari with an eye for Rexer, right? We want to have a couple cards to the reanimation plan, but like Rexer is one of the most played like Golgari setups in here. So
we want stuff that dies, stuff that recurs.
Dies. That didn't. Black green exactly dies. And then we'll also do the same thing with ETB. Of course, we want Cleopatra.
We want Cleopatra.
Okay, so there's an Assassin's Creed, one of these coming up, and this one is hilarious because I've been joking about wanting to kick the Pope out of a window for like as long as it's been announced, and they do have Leonardo da Vinci for you to kick out a window.
Now, will you be able to defenestrate a pope? This is important.
But I will say, this is the funniest card in the world.
Yeah.
this is a joke that makes me laugh.
Pretty good.
Anyway, back to what I was doing. So things that like dying, things that like coming back into play. Yeah, Iname is one. That's definitely where we want to be.
That's definitely what we want.
Okay, here's a question. Ishkana?
Ishkana, you say?
So for let's pull up
Ishkana's a green card, though.
It is. It has a black activate. Okay, this is something we can talk about including in green then. Delirium is the main question. And if you're
do you remember Glean Crawler?
Just pulling up you know. Shit, what if the Pope flies?
What if the Pope fly? Then you can't kick him out the window.
Glean Crawler seems a little too. That ain't it.
Okay. Not Glean Crawler.
That's like, I know Glean Crawler and I remember Glean Crawler. That just ain't a card that's doing much. I don't know. At 6 mana, you're getting a Titan. You know what I mean?
And Graveshell Scarab, hell yes.
I know. I think that's when you said Glean Crawler. That's the card that actually came to mind.
Actually, does this card do anything?
Which card?
Freaking Deadbridge Chant.
It's mill 10 on play, and then
mill 10, and then upkeep.
Return a random card.
Yeah, if you return a random card.
It's a little.
That card used to be really expensive.
Yeah, because it puts creatures into play if it hits a creature on the random card.
And it is mill 10. You're.
Yeah, I've seen people cast that in limited and then die.
Yeah. You just have to not die when you cast it. It's easy.
God, I'm looking at Gloomshrieker and I like it, and then it has that last line of text that just makes it not what I'm looking for at all.
Like, we already have Eternal with it.
Yeah, I'm just playing Eternal Witness. Like, why do I include that? I don't know, I want some. Because, like I said, I want to add like a little bit more to help out like Rexer, and that's the. Maybe it is old Rootstein.
Roots could do something.
Rootstein fills the yard. I'm not like. I don't know. And like makes tokens, makes blood, makes treasure. Maybe that's.
It just kind of does everything.
Obviously, we should add a human gamer.
You could add a human gamer.
We could add a human gamer. This card, legacy legal.
Legacy legal. You can be a gamer. Sludge Titan. I never saw this card.
I've never seen this card. Ravnica Clue. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad we saw Sludge Titan at the same time.
It is a Titan. 6/6 for 6 with coming to play an attack trigger. I like that that's like kind of like codified now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab Roosteen. This Nissa doesn't do anything. I remember that.
I'm not seeing much that helps with Rexer.
No.
It's like, we can Gitrog monster, you can Binding the Old God. You get a lot of just like these things.
Oh, right.
Actually,
The Gitrog.
Marin of Clan Nelos, or Neltoth. I said Neloth because that's a more.
That's the experience counter one, right?
That's the experience. But really, all she does is she raise deads every turn.
Yeah, and like, I think it's if you hit like the limit on CMC equal to experience, it comes into play or something like that.
Yeah, you two play if you Gerard, the Golgari Lich, Vraska. You say elf, so I imagine you care about elves. We decided that Fiend Artisan wasn't what we wanted. What does Old Stick Fingers do? When you cast this spell, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal X creature cards. Put all creature cards revealed this way into your graveyard, then the rest in the bottom.
Alright, here's
Old Stick Fingers, power and toughness equal. Okay, so he's like a Golgari Grave Troll that costs X black green.
Here's a question.
And he mills, yeah?
Abrupt Decay or Assassin's Trophy? I don't think I want both.
Assassin's Trophy answers more stuff, but it sucks.
Yes.
Abrupt Decay is really good, but doesn't see play anymore. I don't know. I think I like Decay more, but
I want to be casting Casualties of War, if I'm being honest with you.
But... yeah. Abrupt Decay is really good. Giving your opponents lands is bad.
Alright, I'll just not swap that then.
I don't think we're food heavy enough for Savvy Hunter to be good.
No, I was looking at Savvy Hunter as well. Attacking elves.
Lord of Extinction. I love Lord of Extinction because didn't he get downgraded to a... No, I'm thinking of
downgraded to a rare at least, right? No,
yeah.
Still a mythic.
Very funny.
Alright, I'm just gonna add these in. We'll might have to do a second sweep for things to kind of help out there, but like this at least, like, again, I don't know if, I think honestly the cards that help Rexer are gonna be more cards in the color combo.
In the colors, yeah. You're not gonna be there's not gonna be a shortage of creatures that like dying.
Okay. Last question then. Right now this is the cards that are like 3 colors. Things of Steel Wind is leaving. I don't care for it. Are there any other big 3-color plus cards that would want to be included? AKA, is Atraxa a card we want in this?
Is Atraxa a card you want? I'm not so hot on Atraxa. She's like really she's strong. Immediately your best reanimator target.
Yeah. Oh, what is Rexer? You keep saying that? Okay, Rexer is Recurring Nightmare, Survival of the Fittest. Those are 2 different cards. Let me pull
It's a deck archetype that involves recurring things from your graveyard over and over and over again.
Yeah, Recurring Nightmare sacks a creature to pick up a creature from grave, bouncing the enchantment. Sack creature, put a creature from graveyard to play. And then Survival of the Fittest discards creatures to search creatures. So you can pitch creatures to put them in the grave to find your good creatures that are small and do things. You know, put the big creatures in the grave, then Recurring Nightmare, sack them, bring back the big creature. Or you can just sacrifice Thragtusk to recur your Grave Titan or your Shriekmaw and just keep doing that back and forth and generate infinite value. So that's Rexer as a deck. Glad you asked that. I realize I talk in ways that are like, this is obvious to everyone, right? But it clearly is not. But yeah, any other like 3-color plus cards that we'd want on? Like, so
you've got Maelstrom Wanderer.
Yeah.
And you've got Doran, and you got Nicol Bolas.
Yep.
You got Sphinx of the Steel Wind, but I don't know how to feel about that. We're just looking for... Are there any ultimatums you like? Like, other than Cruel Ultimatum, I guess.
Problem with Cruel is that I'm already including Bolus.
Yeah, you're including Bolus.
Face of Bow. Saint Traff? I've never seen this card in life.
Optimus Prime.
Bant immediately says, like, Rafik or something like that, but, you know.
Rafik is a card we like. I'm looking at Esper card.
Now, this one's like, so in order for a 3-color card to be included in here in my mind, the card has to be absolutely, like, overwhelming in...
It has to be extremely cool. Like, it can't just be, like, Vindicate.
That's why it's... Doran is in because I have a really cool-looking Doran. Bolus, like, still even, like, this is a card that you play down and go, well, fuck. And Maelstrom Wanderer is the same way. Bolus of the 3 is the one I'd be closest to cutting, but... Looking at...
Nothing immediately is coming to mind.
Yeah, okay, then maybe it's nothing. It's something I haven't asked in a long time.
Yeah,
so
it's something that bears...
You know, like...
bears thinking.
Yep.
Zergo Helm Smasher.
Yeah.
That is one thing I liked. If you look at Mr. House, he's a human.
It's true.
Mr. House, he's a human.
He's a human. That is important. And true.
His card's not very good, but he's a human.
Dice rolling.
It's funny because House himself never gambled. He just did it, made other people do it.
Right.
Abomination of Gadul.
Good old
Urgent ultimatum.
the Lotus Field payoff. Watching the...
I do... Okay, Leovold is fun and all. I do love Muldrotha, the Great
I was
Tide.
saying, it's interesting coming over here to Sultai and seeing multiple cards immediately that make me go like,
I do love Muldrotha. Oh, there's the Master. He gives rads and doesn't say what they are, so he's illegal.
Yep.
Titan's Nest, a card that has never done anything for any player ever.
God.
Actually, no, it surveils one. That's
surveil
what it does.
one.
Oh, Yarok the Desecrated also.
Oh,
very
God.
cool.
Sultai winning over here. God
Sultai eating good.
Yeah.
I think I like Muldrotha better than
I
Sultai, and then Leovold is more powerful.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Muldrotha because that's a card that like is something to aspire a deck to.
Yeah, you'll splash for that if it's splashable.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we're in a good place. I think I have a good like. Obviously, these are like there's 12 of these and it's gonna get narrowed down, but they give like a good idea of what I want to do in the colors, and now like I can kind of start tailoring the colors more towards these ideas with cards that I think are both useful for those decks and fun to play.
Yeah, like Fleecebane Lion is reasonable to play, but it's not exciting.
Right. Like, I still have enjoyment seeing a Kasali Pride Mage, even though it's not as strong in most...
Kasali Pride Mage still gets there, but I don't know if you can have it and Knight of Autumn in the same cube.
Probably not. But yeah. And then I get
Dracula.
and then I get to add the secret Dracula setup.
You have Dracula. You have Draculars.
Dracula.
You can have Edgar and Soren together at last. Friends forever.
Okay. Well, good. I have a lot of cards to look through, things to find. This has been a good time for this. So, yeah. Thank you.
Magic the Gathering.
Thanks for joining.
I'm Gnomebitten.
Thanks, Gnomebitten. But yeah, if y'all want to catch more, I hope y'all enjoy these specific styles of stream. I don't do this very often, but I really enjoy just sort of like talking over cards and answering questions and thinking about like different ideas for cards. I should honestly, I should find ways to do this more often because I think it's fun. But yeah, if you want to catch more, follow, subscribe. Thanks for everybody who did show up. Thanks for the subs. Thanks for the raid, Loon. Dragon Warrior Wednesday tomorrow. Yeah. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Goodbye.